special magistrate hearing for Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. According to Verizon, it's 5:34, so we can get started. My name's Doug McGibbon. I'm the special magistrate. First thing I'm going to do is swear everyone in. We'll probably do that multiple times as strays wander in later, but at least I got the most of you in one shot. So everyone, right hand up, say I do when we're done. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony they're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Good going. All right, most of our hearings today will either be violation hearings or fine assessment hearings. Hopefully you have checked in so they can pull your file and get you out of here, although we probably will notice whoever's left around when we've gone through our files. When you hear your name being called, please go up to that microphone over there. Tell us your name, your address. The village's attorney will show you some documents and try to get them introduced into evidence. The code enforcement officer will testify about these things. You can ask them questions. You can put on your own witnesses. You can show me documentation or pictures. It's all good. That switches when we get to the fine reduction hearings. Those folks have been through a violation hearing and a fine assessment hearing. They're asking for relief, so they're going to go first, and then the village will respond. I think I've hit the highlights. Why don't we get started?
Thank you, Special Magistrate Amity Barnard, Village Attorney. We're starting on page 1 of the agenda, fine assessment hearings, case 25-0321, 10079 Patience Lane, Ileana R. Rivero and Roberto J. Ferrer and Milena Ferrer.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement Officer for the Village Rural Palm, presenting Andrew's cases. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, and what is your relation to the property?
I'm the wife
of
Milena.
Okay, these are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Do you have, I'm going to show you the exhibits and then at the end ask you if you have any objection to them. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the prior order finding violation. The previous order finding violation. Page 2 of that order. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing who owns the property. Exhibit 3, photograph of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents?
We understand we did have the violation of the...
Okay, so no objection to these documents then?
Give some details about it.
You can. Spell your first and last name for me.
A-N-A-E-S-C-A-L-O-A. N-A. Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. We have a fine, or is this?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm here on behalf of the family of Milena Ferrer, Roberto Ferrer, and Ileana Saavedra, the property 10079 Patience Lane. And we understand there was a violation of the code section 6-190-A13, but we have to give you some details about it. May I? There are two seniors living in the property, Roberto and Ileana Saavedra. Milena doesn't live there. Milena lives in Miami with me. The problem we're having is since last year, Roberto Ferrer had cancer, stage 4, and he has been receiving the treatment in Miami, so making for them very difficult to be at the property, so the property has been alone all the time. I have the papers here to show you the facts that are true. We didn't know that we have that issue of the property. Milena came last month and comply with the violation, correct the violation, and after that I called Andrew to the city and I spoke to Andrew. Is Andrew here? No. Okay, so he told me about this hearing, and I believe the last day, letter was received by Ileana when they came back to the house, and after that, we took care of the problem right away. I would like you to consider that situation in order to...
So the village is required under state law to send written note, the address on the tax collector's roll. And I would assume that's probably the property address for this one.
Yes.
They're also, if they didn't get a signed green card or some notification from the postal department that it was picked up, they post it by taping something to the door or something near the door. And in this case, I have an affidavit of service by posting. Now, if you read the statute, it says that when you post a property at the property and at City Hall, it's good service even if they don't get it.
I understand that.
Legislature has said. So the fact that they didn't get it is not a legal excuse under Florida statutes. And that's not me, that's just the legislature. And I don't know why they did it, probably because they're having problems serving people or people were ducking them. I don't know. So I'm very sorry that he had cancer and couldn't do anything about it. I understand people have to go near where their treatment is. What is the fine here anyway?
Your previous order required compliance by June 26th. It complied on July 15th, so it ran for 18 days at only $25 a day. So the fine is $450 and not continuing.
Okay, so the fine's only $450. If the property is homesteaded, there's nothing they can do about it until they pass or they sell the property. It just sort of hangs out there.
Okay, in that case, your magistrate, could we make payments or how
What you
is?
need to do is just save up the money until you've hit $450. They don't charge interest on these things. Some people may or may not allow partial payments. The village does not.
That's correct.
So just save up the money. When you have $450, run it on by, make sure you get a receipt, okay? Yeah, and that's pretty much all I can do in this case. At least it's a small fine, and it really won't do anything, and they're not going to be able to do anything to collect it. If it's a homestead property, they can't foreclose on it. It just sits there.
We'll do the payment, for sure.
All together, just bring it on down, okay? All right, $450, no continuings granted.
And a finding of service, Special Magistrate?
And a finding of service via posting is made.
Thank you. The next one on the agenda is 25-0325, 114 Segovia Court, Darylyn La Cognina, Trust Title Holder, and Darylyn La Cognina Trustee.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence: previous order, finding violation, affidavit of service, Exhibit 2, verification ownership, Exhibit 3, pictures.
Your name for the record?
Darylyn Bacanina.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the prior order finding violation. The previous certified mails that came back to the village. The prior order finding violation. Page 2 of the order. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation.
That's good. I painted it
Yep, we'll get there in 1 second. Let's just get through the documents.
and I did that.
Yep, these are dated.
Yep. And I cleaned that. Oh, I missed one.
You want to see another one?
Right there.
Any objection to the documents themselves? No. Okay, thank you.
Objection? And here's something I forgot to say on the last case that I usually say early on. When you get these orders that are signed by me, there's only one part of them that's in bold that says, once you fix this stuff, call them for an inspection. I live here. I have literally seen people fixing things on my way home from one of these meetings. But it wouldn't count until the inspector goes out there and confirms that it's been done. So I should have done that to the first person, but she had an affidavit that said it was done, so it really didn't matter. But when you get it done, if there's going to be a fine, please call immediately so they can stop the fine because they've inspected it and found the problems have gone away. All right, so our problems here are stained driveway, stained structure, and miscellaneous items. Please tell me about it, Madam Code Inspector.
In this photograph here on the second floor, you can still see the staining on the second story. Where's my little arrow? Up front here, the driveway has staining where the disabled vehicle was. There's staining here on this wall. Miscellaneous items to the left of the front of the home, as well as there on the entranceway. The screen door is broken. And then there's some miscellaneous items here. And you can see this wall here. This is a wall, and it's very stained in the back. And that's about it. So just the miscellaneous items still need to be cleaned up, the front and the back of the structure, and that's area on the driveway.
So you are?
I'm Daryl Lynn Lacanina. And I did all the painting. I did the painting myself and the pressure washing. I did that myself.
Tell me, when did you do that?
3 weeks ago, right after I left here. Like,
So you painted that second story wall?
just the bottom part that was black. I had a guy come with the pressure with the pressure washer, but also with the painter. So I sprayed it with the paint. I thought it looked really good.
Inspection. See, and then,
Yes, yeah, and Andrew.
hi,
Yeah,
and what did Andrew say?
he said it looks better. He said it looks good. He was really nice. He was a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. All right. But I can't really ask Andrew what happened because we don't have an Andrew right now. And
Make sure you're here tonight and let them know that you cleaned it up.
I do know Andrew instructed me to make sure I went on Rivera, where I took this photograph from. He said to definitely look at the second story, as well as the area with the driveway where the disabled vehicle was,
It's not
as
there
well
no
as
more.
the miscellaneous items.
vehicle's gone. They have some staining there, but unless you paint it with concrete colored paint, that's going to stay there forever.
It could get better.
Did it
And then this
twice.
is Andrew's photo right here.
I see that. Is the front area cleaned up or
The
no?
front area here, and then all the miscellaneous items.
All right.
And this is Andrew's photograph as well.
It's so much easier for you here.
And
If I could-
well, I think the point of the August 1st photographs are your prior order required compliance by 7/31. So those are his
So these are,
re-inspection
yeah,
photos
these are
to confirm.
re-inspections.
Correct.
All right,
And
so,
then the photos from later, from yesterday, still show the staining that Margaret took.
I'm just looking, let me look at that, yeah, okay, 812, we still have all that stuff. Yeah, you have all that stuff by the front door, that's not the world where it belongs. It belongs in the garage or in the yard, in the back or somewhere else, but not in the front by the door. I mean, it's not a storage area, it's an entryway. And if you don't,
Well, I clean-
if you don't, so here's the problem. If you do 2 out of 3 things, the third thing still keeps you in trouble. And I see at least one clear violation here on the picture from yesterday, which is the stuff at the front. I mean, if you look up there, it's, 5-gallon buckets, and it looks like
That was the paint that I was using to paint the walls.
Okay, well, See, now you have photographic proof of the painting, but,
I was there yesterday. I took these photos, and these items were still in violation as to the
that's one of my
order.
problem is if it was just the wall, and she said she painted the wall, and you can see the paint there in the front of the house, I'm going to lean towards her on that one. But the problem is we still have the miscellaneous items. If you look up there, you just see,
And Special Magistrate, I think her testimony was that she painted 3 weeks ago, which
yeah,
is
well,
before
but
the
I'd see,
August
but
1st
the good
photos.
news is, there's a paint bucket there. There's a bare bucket, a 5-gallon, which is, but once again, I said there's still outstanding items. And even if you clear 2 out of the 3, you still have to get number 3 to be done. So do yourself a favor, get those things out of the front doorway, call Andrew back there and see if
I'm going to be moved because
they're going to be moved, and people promise me all kinds of things, but until they're moved and they're inspected, I have to just say, the fine has to start, and the fine has to start just because we don't have everything cleared up.
She's going to have to make sure she takes care of the staining that does remain, as well as the miscellaneous items.
Yeah, well, go back.
She did say that she cleaned and painted this bottom, but this top up here is still very stained.
Yeah, I mean,
As
if you
well
ju-
as the
go
front
back,
of
go
the
back to the
house.
picture of the
Here.
top,
Go back to the second story he's asking.
the picture.
One more back.
Here,
Well, the pressure washing, if it took off paint, now you have a not modeled paint job. It really needs to be fixed. Someone needs to hit that too. Okay. So I have to do an order setting a fine, but you will call once it's been completed so we can stop the fine, then we can talk about reducing it.
give me a fine.
Fortunately, that's all I can do right now because, I have pictures from yesterday showing that there's things still all over the front door. I have pictures from yesterday showing the second floor. You can either see mold or you can see through the old paint that's faded out. Those need to be fixed. So once you do that, please call Andrew and get it inspected. And if you look down here by the front door, there's mold right there at the bottom of that wall right there and behind the bananas. I assume those are bananas, some sort of palms or bananas, whatever.
because this is part of the house here, too.
Right there too.
Keep clicking on it.
What's the amount?
This one, we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing it's been out of compliance for 13 days at $25 a day.
That's going to be a popular number tonight. All right, 325 plus continuing is granted. Please get the stuff out of the way. Call Andrew for an inspection. And at least, we will make some progress towards stopping this. Okay? So right now, with all the items by the front door and with the staining around the front door and on the second floor, you're still not in compliance.
And Special Magistrate, a finding on service?
Finding of service via posting is granted or found. Order in the mail.
Thank you, ma'am.
So it's a day per day?
$25 a day. So get it done so we can stop the fine. If this is your homestead property, it just sort of sits there, but you don't want to have it sit there forever.
Now, what about the sidewalk, the driveway? That's been done twice.
All right,
I
well,
did it, and I had a guy come and do it.
talk to Andrew about that when you call him to inspect the front way. Tell him you're having problems, because I've had people come in here and they have tried everything under the sun to try to get out oil stains from cars. I mean, they have treated it with acid. They have tried a whole bunch of things, and usually the only thing I can suggest is some sort of concrete colored paint so you can paint over the bad spot, because it looks like the bad spot is only the spot where the dead car was parked. Okay? I wouldn't say do the whole thing, but if you can get rid of the stain, then hopefully that will satisfy the code officer. Okay? All right. You get an order in the mail. And
Next, we're moving to top of page 2. Thank you.
Okay.
Case 25-0281, 1402 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Orion Bantry LLC.
Anthony Sandlin, Village of Royal Palm Beach Code Enforcement Inspector. Your Honor, Special Magistrate, I'd like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Here on 1402 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Orion Bantry LLC. We have a claimant.
Your name, sir?
Name, sir?
My name is Dan Splain. I reside at 123 Cypress Trace in Royal Palm Beach. The building in question that I am one of the owners of is, pardon me?
Could you stop for 1 second and spell your last name for?
Splain.
You're one of the owners, is that
Yep.
what you're saying? Okay. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation.
Yep.
With the signed certified mail. Page 2 of.
I have no objection.
No objection.
Objection. What do we got here? Some pallets.
Basically for the whole back area with pavers without a permit. Yes, sir.
All right, so you put down a bunch of pavers in your back patio.
We put down pavers without a permit, not realizing a permit was necessary to put down pavers. Once we received the code violation notice, I talked to Rob Hill. We filed an application for a permit to correct the situation. At the end of June, Rob informed me that he could not approve it because it required a site plan modification. So I immediately filed a site plan modification with Planning and Zoning on July 1st. To this point, that site plan modification has not been adjudicated. Now, I did miss the hearing in June because I was sick in Pittsburgh and unable to travel. But we're doing everything we can to remedy on the pavers without a permit, but my hands are tied until Planning and Zoning takes action. I can't refile for the permit with the building department.
So we need a site plan mod before we can get a permit issued for the impervious surface issue. All right. You missed one. You're at least applying for your permits and you're applying for your site plan modifications.
Site plan modification is applied for. It's been sitting in P&Z for 6 weeks.
P&Z for 6 weeks, but you had a meeting and you missed one. So it's sort of like in paradelicto is a good old Latin phrase. Everyone's at fault here, so.
Hearing is what he's, because this is a fine assessment hearing, so I think
Yeah.
what he was saying is he wasn't at your prior,
It's the P&Z meeting.
no.
Meeting, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, it sounds like we can issue a fine, but you're going to come back for a modification and tell me all about the things you did and the timing so I can try to reduce your fine. Okay? That's where we sit in the process.
As soon as we found out that we were in violation.
No, I understand, and I understand that you have done things and you have tried to get things through the process and you're working to get it through the process, and I appreciate all of that. It's just right now, where I sit right now, there's an order sign that said you had to do this by a certain day. It hasn't been done.
Well, I couldn't do it because the village didn't approve it. I mean,
No,
the
but
people that benefit from the fine are the people that are holding my fate in their hands.
Well, no, and I'm part of the fate holders here, and
Yeah.
I'm going to try to give you some relief. But right now in the process, we're at the fine assessment hearing, and all I can do is say, there is still an outstanding issue.
Yep.
We have to start it, but you're going to finish it once you get your approval done.
We are.
And then you're going to come back for a fine reduction hearing. I've got
Okay.
a half a dozen of those at the end of the docket.
Okay, that works.
And then you're going to tell me that you came in, you did it immediately, you were sick and you missed a hearing because you were out of state, and you pursued it and you had to wait for Royal Palm, and then I'll whack out a bunch of the fine.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. That's how we'll run it. All right, so what's the amount of the fine at the current time?
This one was the same thing. Your prior order required compliance by 7/31, so it's been out for 13 days at $25
$325
a
plus
day.
continuing is granted.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you later. You'll
And a
come back
finding
and
on
once you
service?
fix it.
Notice of the fine?
You'll get an order in the mail, and then once the permit or whatever has been issued, call the code enforcement office immediately so they can verify it. They'll stop the fine, then you can ask them, there's like a one-line thing that you fill out to get a fine reduction hearing set.
Okay, very
Okay?
good. Thank you.
And services via signed green card, because you're going to ask me.
Thank you. Same page, 25-0133282 Sandpiper Avenue, Jerome Jeffrey.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information. Exhibit 4, picture.
Your name for the record?
Jerome Jeffrey?
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the prior order finding violation with the signed certified mail. Oops, sorry, page 2 of that order. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is the village's permit information. And Exhibit 4 is a dated photograph of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
No, ma'am.
Submitted without objection. I'm going to guess there was some work done in the garage.
Built inside the garage, yes.
Right. And you don't have permit information showing any permit was granted for that?
Not yet. I can explain why, though.
Okay, well, tell me about it.
As you know, I'm guilty. Can't deny that part of it. But the last time I was here, I was told to have a deadline, which I was working on that. Initially, I couldn't come up with the money. Then I did. Then I tried to get a permit. Then I tried to get the inspection. But then they increased the price by 50% from what they told me before, so I had to go back and get the rest of the money. And then I got it. The engineer come out and do the inspection. And now they came on the inspection. I'm still waiting for them to return in the drawing to me. So that's what's my hold up. I don't have a drawing to turn in, but I have the proof that it's all paid for and everything right here. So it's just an engineering company that needs to provide a drawing.
Okay, so you need engineering to justify your permit for the village to issue it, I guess.
You would need engineer drawings, yes.
Okay, so once again, I'm sort of stuck here in the fine loop with very little to do because we're waiting for a permit. So you heard the speech I gave to the last guy. Keep your ducks in a row. Keep all your dates. Make sure you have emails so you can come back for a fine reduction hearing.
Right here, I paid him and everything.
We have to wait for the engineer to produce the report, and then that has to be submitted with your permit application for them to grant the permit. Once the permit's granted, I think it comes out of code enforcement, goes into the building department for inspections. So that would probably stop the fine when the permit is issued, correct?
Correct.
And then you'll come back and ask for a reduction. Okay? 325 plus continuing?
Yes, sir.
Granted, service via signed green card.
Thank you.
All right, you'll get an order in the mail, and you know what to do. Keep pursuing your permit. Once it's issued, call code enforcement so they can look it up on their computer and stop the fine from running. And then once your permit is completed, your certificate of occupancy, your final inspection's done, contact code enforcement to get the form to apply for reduction. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeffrey.
Same page, a couple cases down, 25-0369, 9305 Southern Boulevard, TT of M, Royal Palm, Inc.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information. And Exhibit 4, an affidavit of compliance.
Your names for the record?
Jeff Wagner.
Cy Cornsalon.
What was that,
Wagner
I'm
was
sorry?
real easy. That next one's harder, though. So could you spell your last name, please?
Kornsuwan.
No way in heck would I
What was
have
the
gotten
first
that.
name?
Cy, S-A-I.
Thank you. And your relation, both of you, to the company?
I'm GM partner.
I'm corporate counsel.
Oh, okay. She's an ESC. You're an ESC.
Yes.
These are the exhibits that the village would like previous order finding violation with the signed certified mail. Page 2 of the order. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Exhibit 3 is the village's permit information. And Exhibit 4 is affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Really want that affidavit of compliance. That stops everything from getting any further, so. All right, so we had some vegetation removed. Everything is site planned in the village, I assume, with, yeah. In addition to attorneys, people in government love to hire planners and architects so they can draw little canopy things and hedges and stuff. And you're supposed to plant them and maintain them forever and don't let those things die. So I take it there's a not continuing fine on this?
Correct, there's a not continuing.
It's $150 and not continuing.
Want an attorney for that?
Here for moral support.
That's exactly right.
That's okay. If it's just moral support, you've done a wonderful job. $150, you got it fixed, life is good. You would be subject to foreclosure if it were within the village's ability to do or desire to do so, because you're not a homestead property. I only think I've approved 2 or 3 foreclosure actions in the 16 years I've done this, so you can see how hard they're chasing people down. So thank you so much for fixing it. Send in your $150 at your leisure, and that
Finding of
way you'll
service?
get signed green card. And
Thank
that
you.
way you can get this removed from the property. Here's a question. It's only $150. How quickly are you going to pay? Now until I sign an order.
I'll do it tomorrow.
No, I don't sign the orders probably until Monday or Tuesday. No, I'm just saying, you don't want to record this if he's just going to rush in here and pay it, so maybe you want to put a hold on it. And up the recording expenses and stuff. Okay, great. So I will sign the order. They'll mail you a copy. They won't record it for a few days. In that interim, come by and pay it off, and life will be good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next case, please.
25-0526, 11200 Nicole Boulevard, Royal Tuttle Apartments, FL LLC.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
You guys are new. I'm used to the other guy.
Names for the record?
Maria Pinkney. I'm the Regional Operations Manager.
Can you spell your name?
Name, please.
Absolutely. Pinkney.
Pinkney. Okay. Regional Manager. And you
I
are,
am
sir?
Ed Trotta, Community Manager.
Spell your last name, please.
Trotta.
Okay. All right. Tell me about this one.
We don't have access to the gate.
To get some docs in.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that,
Wait a minute.
hold on just 1 second, Margaret, please. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation with the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing who owns the property. And Exhibit 3 is a dated photograph of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
Admitted without objection. All right, so call these clicker cases. I get clicker cases normally from condominiums because they are somewhat gated at times too, and we've had some issues in the village about getting access. I believe fire departments have these clicker things, and so do the code officers, and we don't have yours.
And building inspectors, you've had 2 building inspections out there that have not been done in the last couple of days because they can't get access as well. But it's more for emergency
Call you and wait at the gate in 95-degree weather while they're supposed to have been given something to open the gate so they can go to the site and do this.
We are not denying anything you guys are saying. I emailed with Margaret because I was unaware. I know Margaret had previously spoken to a few people, actually. So myself and Ed are just trying to correct this. There is a series of numbers that have to be programmed into the system, or we need to give you like physical barcodes or something of that nature for entry.
No clue, so they can, yeah.
Liaison with Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department that has, of course, all that information. And you can call and get the liaison's phone number or email, and she will provide you all the numbers that your gate company needs.
This is our first time doing this. Am I able to ask if that's the phone number Margaret provided in the email sent to us?
Did you provide Diane Smith?
I gave all the phone numbers and the codes and everything that Miss Diane Smith gave me, and I spoke to a Patrick Purnell yesterday in reference to all this also, and gave him all the information again, and he said he was with the gate company, so.
We understand there's just the frequency numbers that we have to get in place. Patrick is with the company, and we are reaching out to have those frequency numbers inputted into the gate, and upon doing so, we will call for inspection.
Wonderful.
They're fine, 325?
No, this was 13 days, but at $75, so $975 and continuing.
$975. Okay, so they're a little more serious about
Go
these.
grab it.
So, so you were $75 a day for the 13 days, everyone else is 25. I guess this is more of a health safety issue. God only knows, the fire department probably can't get in either. So, or the police department can't answer the domestic violence calls. So this is a more hefty fine to get your attention. So $975 plus continuing is granted. As soon as it is operable, let Margaret know so she can get an affidavit of compliance and stop the fines. Okay?
And did you
Great.
make a finding of service, Special Magistrate?
The finding of services on this is a lovely signed green card. Someone hit a Sharpie and went, shh.
Thank you. And
When they stopped teaching cursive, people went crazy.
They have a second case on the agenda on page 6.
Okay, let's go to, I thought I saw another one.
It's about the middle of the page.
Bottom, but okay.
It's a violation hearing, and it is case 25-0527-11200 Nicole Boulevard, Royal Tuttle Apartments, FL LLC.
Code sections 16.1 and 16.9, operating a business without a business tax receipt. This was brought to my attention on 6/5/25. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/5/25, and I got the green card on 6/13/25. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information or business tax information.
Names again for the record.
Gloria Pinkney.
Ed Trotta.
Thank you.
Do we
These
already
are
have the
again-
spelling down?
Yeah, we got a spelling, so we're good on that. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and the signed, returned, unsigned green card, certified mail card. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. And Exhibit 3 is a printout of the license documentation from the village showing that there's no BTR that's been issued. Any objection to these documents? No, thank you.
So at the beginning of the process and the end of the process, I have some actual power. In the middle, when it comes to fines, I just get to go, yeah. All right, so what time do they have to remedy this?
Well, actually, your power is going to go away under Chapter 205 of Florida statutes. This is a BTR, so we're asking for the penalties. It's been delinquent for more than 150 days. So
well,
we're asking for you to assess them.
Never mind.
Assess them the license fee plus 25%, and then the administrative and penalty amounts in the amount of $250 each because it is 150 days delinquent.
All right, what is the license fee?
It depends on when they submit. We'll evaluate that. So the order will just say the license fee
License
plus
fee.
25%. Because it depends on what they apply for.
All right, so there used to be something known as an occupational license. They struck that down, and so they just changed the name to business tax receipts license, which seems to be a little more legal. Someone is operating without a business tax receipt license. I have one with the village. Whenever they tell me I need to renew it, I run down here because of the penalties. I mean, literally this year, I walked into the office and I was number one. I was the first business tax renewal. So, yeah, you've been operating without a license here. It's been a while. Someone dropped the ball on your end and didn't go do it. And it now becomes a $500 plus the license fee as determined by the village once it's submitted.
And it's set in the fee schedule, so it's not something, it's not
Yeah, it's
discretionary.
not something
It's
you
just,
just-
we need to see the application.
You need to see
confirm the
however,
license amount.
I'm easy. I'm like one person home occupational, it's $100.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what you are, I don't know what business it is, I don't know if it's a rental company.
Apartments,
Yes, it's an apartment community. This deal is also a little more complex for us. It's a third-party management. So Cortland is only the manager, and there are owners for the property. So we have spoken with the developing owner, Brian Tuttle, who said he has filed for the information, but we're just waiting to hear back from him what the update is.
Well, when you do that, trot down to the village with a copy of this order and go get your license. Okay. All right, so license fee plus 25% plus the statutory penalty plus something else, 250. Yep.
Admin costs.
And that is granted in the same signed green card for service.
Thank you.
All right, you'll get some orders in the mail. If you're good, you'll give her being Margaret, a business card so they won't get mailed to somebody else. You'll at least get a copy. So you may want to ask her or give her a card so you can get a copy as well. Okay, thank you very much. All right, back to page 3-ish.
Yes, top of page 3, this is a repeat violation hearing. It's case 25-0584, 11925 Southern Boulevard Shops, LLC.
Sections 2349A6, display of sign and advertising on vehicle. It's a repeat violation. Andrew observed this violation on 6/21/25, sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing on 6/30/25, and he got back to him on 7/2/25. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Okay.
Your name, sir?
Greg, G-R-E-G-G, Rossman, R-O-S-S-M-A-N, of Rossman Legal on behalf of Mission Barbecue, which is the tenant. I can agree to everything but the picture. I cannot agree to the entering of the picture without Mr. Armiento here. I have questions for him about the picture, where it was taken, when it was taken.
Well,
Yeah, Judge, I'm going to object to any picture, any evidence being admitted without authentication. And there are questions that I have, legitimate questions I have for cross-examination that go specifically to the facts that they're asking you to find here. And my client's entitled to some due process.
so you're asking for continuance until the next meeting so you can run up the fine more? I mean,
not.
I've eaten at Mission Barbecue. I've seen that big track vehicle parked out there in various locations.
So are you going to testify to that? I mean, if you're saying you've already seen it, then there should be some other magistrate, quite honestly. It sounds to me like you're saying this is foreclosed. I'm not seeking a continuance.
I'm saying, do you want a continuance?
I don't.
Because I have seen it.
I do not. I do not want a continuance. Well, Florida Statute 16203 says if we didn't show up, we weren't here, you'd go on without us. And the town would win. The village would win. Their witness is not here. I was noticed for this hearing. My client has hired an attorney,
like a continuance?
and we're entitled to have it here.
I would first like to point out the formal rules of evidence don't apply. So
Well, I know, and I'm not going to, if he wants to play hard, I'll let him play hard. You want a continuance?
I don't, if I may be heard, I'm not trying to play hard. I'm trying to enforce some due process. The code
You
they're
know,
citing.
I
Magistrate,
understand
the code they're citing doesn't
what you're
apply to the
trying to do,
violation.
but I can make a solution. My solution is continuance is granted. You'll show up here next month when Andrew's here, and you can question him all you want.
I will
For
order-
now,
I will
the
order the
case
record, 'cause-
is passed.
That's fine.
We
I
are
will order the
continuing.
record because they never asked for continuance. You, sua sponte, gave them a continuance, and that's improper, and it's too late. You've ruled. I understand, and we'll come back and we'll fix it another time.
Good, we'll do it next month. I've been here 16 years, we can do it another month.
Both sides are entitled to due process.
And you're getting your due process next month.
It doesn't seem so. It doesn't seem like anybody is. I mean, I was a prosecutor for 20 years. I tried 65 homicide cases. Those defendants got more due process than these taxpayers are getting here tonight. It's sad. And my client, because they're a corporation, doesn't get due process. The witness isn't here. They can't prove the case.
Your client, the fictitious company, will have due process next month.
It's not a fictitious company. It's a real company.
This entity.
It's a real entity. And as I know you know that as an attorney, they're registered in the state of Florida.
It's not a person for purposes of due process like you're talking about your murder defendants.
Oh, well, actually,
Okay.
corporations are under due process. They're people, and they're entitled to due process.
That's fine. They'll get
But
their
we'll-
due
I guess we'll have
process
to address
next
that in
month.
some other fashion or some other
Their due
setting.
process next month. I'll see you again. It's all good.
And Special Magistrate, for the record, of finding on service.
Service was via signed green card.
And the hearing date is September 10th for
They'll
next month.
find out.
Next case on the same page, violation hearing, 25-0518, 1013 Grandview Circle, Brenda Swope.
Code Sections 14-2, miscellaneous items. Andrew observed this on 6/3/25, sent out notice of violation with notice of hearing on 6/4/25. You got it on 6/13/25. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. And Exhibit 3, picture. I went out yesterday, and all the miscellaneous items are still in the backyard.
Your name for the record?
Brenda Swope.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, the notice of violation, the returned certified mail that came back unsigned but returned. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 3 is a dated photograph of the violation. Any objection to just these documents being entered?
No.
Thank you.
Objection. Okay, tell me about it.
There's just all kinds of different items in the backyard, tarps, and really can't completely tell what they are way over there. And then over here is some lawn furniture, and then some other miscellaneous items intertwined within that. They could just, the lawn furniture's fine, but the tarps and the other items need to be put away.
Okay.
I would first like to state that we have been in compliance with Andrew this entire time, and we did call over the last couple days to make sure that we were good to go. So the miscellaneous items, it seems like every time we call, there's a different, the bar keeps getting moved.
Okay.
But I also would like to note that our property is directly adjacent to the public park with clear visibility into our backyard, as you can see. Every other property bordering any of the neighborhood parks has a city-maintained hedge providing screening except for ours. Every single park in Counterpoint has if the property is adjacent to the park, has a hedge installed and maintained. We would like to understand why our property has been excluded from this screening and whether there's a policy that determines whether the hedges are, whether there is a policy that determines where the hedges are installed and maintained. I would also like to note we have called and requested for the hedges to be installed and even offered to contribute to the installation cost. The request was never replied to.
Okay. You could always put a hedge on your property.
I'm sorry, what?
You could always put a hedge on your property.
We've attempted to place plenty of live hedges up against that fence, and every week that they come through, I've attempted many times to plant there, and whatever maintenance that the crews are doing keeps killing the plants on my side of the fence.
Okay. But even if you did plant a hedge there, that's still a lot of junk in the yard.
We are also working on the inside of the house. We have only limited space to move in between in and out, but I also have children, and this is a family community. I can't have things in my backyard. I would also...
Are a huge category. The code inspector has said we do not care, or they do not care about the yard furniture in there, but you got tarps and all kinds of other stuff out there that's not really appropriate for yard use.
But the bar keeps moving. So every time that we speak to Andrew, it's, oh, move this, move that. We do. We comply. Oh, okay, so get rid of this, get rid of that. Okay, we comply. So miscellaneous items seem to be a very broad term.
Look at the picture from yesterday. Is there a tarp out there, the whitish tarp?
Yes. Covering lawn equipment and bikes. Covering normal outdoor stuff so it doesn't get destroyed by the weather.
All right, and the clump of other stuff by the patio? What's that?
Define clump of other stuff.
There appears to be, where the cursor is, numerous, okay, there's a barbecue grill, and what else is in there?
What do you mean, what else is in there?
Some yard furniture. You've testified to a barbecue
Yes, there's
grill.
yard furniture there. There's also planters getting ready for plants to go in. All standard, normal yard items.
Well, first, I can't answer any of the questions regarding hedges because that's not my job. I don't do the maintenance or the planting for the village.
Yes, but that does hold my property to a higher standard when you can see it from the park, because that's where the picture was taken from.
Your property to a higher standard just because people can see what's back there. You know,
But you've provided screening for every other residence that has that same view.
Well, you need to go to the council then and complain. But
I have. It was
that's not an
left.
appropriate thing for the code enforcement board at this time.
If we were held to the same standards as every other house against park lines, you wouldn't be able to see any of those things.
Out of sight does not mean it's good. It just means it's not seen. Okay.
That's how you're taking the pictures, is by where you're seeing it. If there was a live hedge
I have seen them
there,
take all kinds of pictures from all kinds of places, including ladders in the next door neighbors' yards. I mean, you know, they could easily put that up and look over there. It's the village's property, I assume, if it's a park. So all you're saying is the village should be hiding your...
From this angle, from this picture...
You're telling me the village should be hiding your junk. That's all.
I should say, what I'm saying is if you're going to hold my property to a different standard than every other property against public view...
Is there anything else on behalf of the village?
No, I think you're exactly right. I can't speak to the hedge issue. That's not what's before you today.
Yeah,
it's just a violation that's on the screen. But the village is asking for compliance by August 28th or appearance at the September 10th fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Can you please provide exactly what you want removed, because miscellaneous is far too vague to be put on here, especially when everything back there is normal backyard items. I have a tarp covering bikes and a lawnmower, but everything else back there is...
The village would ask you to get a manufactured cover for your bikes and your lawnmowers. They don't really like tarps for covering items.
Can I ask what part of the code that's attached to?
I could look it up and contact you tomorrow. I don't have my code book in front of me, but yeah, it's in there.
I've never seen a code that says we can't have tarps covering backyard items.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. If you want, I can come out tomorrow as well and meet with you, and we can go over it, and I can point out everything that needs to be put away.
So why wasn't that
Because there is
written on the
a message here from Andrew that he went out for a reinspection and that it was not in compliance with 14.2, which is miscellaneous items, and that would be on the hearing for 8:13, which is today. And this is my photograph from yesterday to where I can see these items here. Not quite sure what it is like under the cover, but you cannot have this out in public view, whether you have a hedge or not. If somebody was in the waterway, or if I could see it from the street, I'm not sure.
Just to be
But this is
clear,
where I could see
the
it.
city of Royal Palm Beach in total can't have anything under tarps in their backyard.
They should not, no ma'am.
Okay, I would like to also see the line item where that belongs. Yeah.
All right, 828, 910, 25 granted. Next, please. Service via signed, by returned green card.
Thank you. Page 4, case 25-0617-1148, Grandview Circle, Brolio, Felipe, Segredo, Perez, DeCorcho, and Norris Latis, Velo Munoz.
Code sections 2318B1A, prohibited vehicle. This was observed on 6/30/25. A notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent on 6/30/25, and it was posted to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Good afternoon. My name is Braulio Segredo.
Say your name again, I'm sorry.
Braulio Segredo, BRAULIO SEGREDO.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
That's fine.
No objection?
All right, admitted without objection. So, are we talking about the truck, I take it? All right, and can you tell them why it's prohibited?
Because the unconcealed load of stuff on the back, it has tanks and hose reels and a crane arm. Now that stuff can be visible on a vehicle.
All right, and if it was under like a camper top type thing, it would not be a problem?
In
Is
a
that
garage or manufacturer covers to conceal it.
okay? So the village is not into stuff in the back of your truck.
Okay.
And if you could get a cover, a manufactured cover, you know, I forgot what the brands are, that you would put on the back of a pickup truck type thing, that would satisfy them. But it's a bit too industrial, so anyone who has, you know, it looks like there's a welding tank or something in the back of that thing.
What I can do to keep in at least, I have 5 truck like that, but I have to keep in at least one if it's possible. If we know, I don't wanna, you guys. I work in an emergency. Sometimes I leave it by 3 in the night because I work in by FPL. We do the gas pipelines on the ground. I work on the port side, so we're working for emergency response all the time. And
I've had that argument before, and there was actually someone who was at a tow truck who was called by the sheriff's office in the middle of the night to move things. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told him. You've got to put it somewhere else.
so I can park any truck like that on my house.
Without a cover on the back.
Not even behind to my fence.
Fortunately, you know, the village used to have a rule about ladders on the top of vehicles. They changed it, but the only way you can change this is if you go to the council and have them change the ordinances of the town.
Manufactured cover.
So
They don't allow open trailers that aren't screened. They don't allow things in the back of trucks that aren't covered or put under some sort of top.
so if I cover the vehicle, it's good. So every time I come, no.
It has to be what they call a manufactured cover. It can't just be, you know, some side things with a piece of canvas on top. It has to be more formal.
County have the safety caps and everything.
In a lot of places, this would not be a problem, but it is a problem here.
Definitely need to move both trucks.
You need to move the one. The only truck I see right now is the one behind the fence, and that's the only concern I have. You know, if you could get a cover to put on the top of it that blocks it, that's fine. And if you can't, then it needs to go park somewhere where you can access it if you have to get to it in the middle of the night. So.
Yeah, this is a big problem for me.
Limit, you know, is on a higher level than I. It really is a council level problem.
I mean, I look on Google before I came here. I see which should be nothing over 9 feet, something like that. Is under 9 feet on both truck, and the weight is 12,000 pounds on 600. Both truck is under the weight, and both truck is under the length. I mean, how big it is. I see by.
The problem is it's got an open back, and it's got things there. If it had an open back and there was nothing back there, it would be fine.
Okay.
No, if it's the right length, if it's the right weight, that can be at your house. But the problem is the things in the back there. Now, if you could put the things down and put a cover over the top, I'm trying to remember who makes these things, but I can't remember right now.
There is a weight limit also, so I'm not
I
sure.
think he's under the weight limit. He's under the length limit.
yes,
he,
they
he
do.
complies with all of that. The problem is,
Manufacturer covers. I've seen other vehicles in the village that have boxes for that crane arm, and they get like a kind of like a grill cover type thing, but it's for the hose reel, and it zips right around it. I've seen them have them.
I don't know how to fix it. All I know is that that's an issue here. And the issue is, you know, if it's covered, it's fine. If it's uncovered, it's not, in my general understanding of this. So if it was the vehicle is not the problem. The things in the back of the vehicle are the
As
problem.
long as it don't exceed the weight limit, correct?
He's telling me it doesn't. It's not a problem. We don't have a scale here. So, you know, it's not the truck, it's the things in the truck. So if you can get those lowered or covered, so you can work on that. But you're going to get some time to work on it. What time is it going to get?
Compliance by August 28th or appearance at the October 8th fine hearing, or a $75 a day fine.
All right, 8/28, what's the 9 deal?
10/8,
10/8?
75.
All right, so you need to get this done by the August 28th. So you have a few weeks to try to figure it out. Otherwise, you either have to move it or remove it. Remove the things in the back or move the truck somewhere else. You know, but that's the best we can do. Okay?
And a finding of
All right,
service.
8/28, 10/8, 75, posted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
25-0313-712.
All
Yes,
set.
you're all set. 25-0313-712 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Yamna Y. Fernandez.
This would be code section 06190A1, A2 for driveway not uniform in color, and 622-108.4 for work without permit. I observed the violation on 4/1/25. The certified mail was mailed out on 4/2/25 and posted on 6/25/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Yamna, Y-A-M-N-A, Fernandez, my last name.
Thank you. These are the village's exhibits that we'd like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, the notice of hearing, the notice of violation, affidavit of service for the notice of violation. I guess you were resending a new notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. This is the old one from June. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. dated photographs of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is the village's permit information. Any objection to these documents being entered?
About the June 11th, so the guys want to go home, go to my house, and I say, we have the permit, because I have the picture here that we have the permit, and we had the first inspection in May,
So we'll
and it's signed in
Documents.
here.
get into all that, just the documents. I think.
Okay, yeah, the documents is
Okay,
good.
no objection?
No.
Without objection to the documents. All right, service via post. All right, so we got a picture of the one, which is kind of easy. Once you paint your driveway, you're tied to it for the rest of your life. Yeah. And I've had people try to remove paint from their driveways using all kinds of chemicals and strippers, and it never works.
My driveways is not that color, so I paint it in red because I want it looks good. So from when I buy the house to right now, I improve my house because I know it's on the corner. It's very visual for everyone's. So I change the roof, so put the new windows. And the problem that what I don't paint my driveway right now is because I don't finish my constructions. So we made a porch in front of the house and the patio, and we have a lot of issue with the architect, move it back and forth. But our first inspections that I had the picture here is in May. So we had the inspection for the porch inside. So what I wanted to is wait and to finish to paint my driveway, That's what I'm waiting. But if that one is the issue, I can paint, and after the construction, I probably paint again. But that's okay. I don't want to trouble because I always get permit for everything, for the roof, for the windows, for the fence. So I made the new fence at my house.
Okay, well,
So
we've worked on the driveway. I guess we have to work on the windows and the permits. Is that what we're talking about next?
No, go ahead and explain the permit violation.
The permit issue on Special Magistrate, it was for the slab. That's why I took the picture of the front slab and the
Slab that looks wet in front of the,
right in front of the door, right in front of the windows. When I brought it here,
there's a picture there, that's the slab, and that's permitted.
I had the picture for the permit, and we get the first inspection in May with Kerr. I don't know the name of the guy with a K name. When you go to my house, remember for the appointment for June, I say we had inspection, and you say, let me check. If the inspection is good, no problem. So we get the first inspection, and everything is good. I don't know.
They're trying to determine what the permit was for, and if something was done that was more than what the permit was for. So are you saying the windows were not permitted, or are we still looking? You're still looking. Give them a minute.
So she has a permit. So you have a permit 25263 that's in here, and it's for a patio, roof extension of the back and the front.
Okay.
Drawing shows that it's going to be covering something, but there's nothing for concrete. And your inspection was for your roof. You didn't have any.
Excuse me, the inspection for the roof is last year, and it's done. The last inspection is for the patio, the add to front and the back in my house. That is the last inspection we get in May, because the roof is from last year, for 2024. If you want, I can come tomorrow to the office and we can discuss. Okay, this one say, permit number 25-0000263.
That's all, everything that's printed is for roofing. All About Roofing is who pulled your permit.
For the app, let me have, I have another one here. Let me see. This one is 263 again. And this one is actually the sun. So I had the company, so the guy says, so we made the roof in the first, and I decided to add in my front porch and my back another one. So the guy say you can use the same permit, just added the architect, I don't know, papers and a measurement and everything. And that one included the concrete because I added a little bit the concrete. So we can discuss tomorrow because what I know is everything is good.
We only have the one permit, 25263, for this year. And a roofer can't pull a permit to do concrete work unless he's a GC.
I need to discuss with the guys because he say everything is good. So the company.
Don't know that they're telling you everything. That's a positive way to say
Okay,
it.
I'm coming twice at this office to discuss with the lady because everything is waiting and waiting and waiting, and she say, okay, we need a paper, and I pay to the architect for everything. So that's what I say. I can believe to the company work for me, because.
The architect will get the permits, sometimes you think the company will get the permits, sometimes
Correct.
they'll even
Yeah,
charge
no.
you for the permits, and they won't get them. And this is one where we have a roofing company applied for a roofing permit for all this. But he's a GC. Okay, so he can apply for the concrete as well, but he didn't. Or did he? Is there any modification to that, or is it just the standard roofing?
There's nothing on the application that says it's for a concrete slab. So maybe it's just a revision that needs to happen to this permit to add it to it.
Okay, well, let's give him some time to figure it out. I mean, the concrete's going nowhere.
It's good that because.
If you can. Yeah. And you can ask for me, okay?
Sorry, Linda, okay, sure.
All right, give me a date, a couple months from now. We'll give them enough time to do some investigation and see if they can get their permit revised to include the slab.
10 compliance by 10-6 or the 10-8 fine assessment hearing, or $25 a day fine.
All right. You have until October 6th to figure all this out. You have until October 6th
Okay.
to figure it all out. So it gives you a couple months to talk to everybody, start with Linda Walker, GC/roofer guy. You may have to modify the permit. It doesn't seem that there was a modification requested here, and it would need to be done just to get the slab in because that's impervious space and there are rules for keeping rain from the ground. So
They did the impervious because they're putting a roof.
impervious done, it's just the slab then. Okay, so they've done all the calculations for that. They just didn't say plus the slab.
Okay. Anything
Top
that I
as
can
well as the
do,
bottom.
I did. So I tried. So
you'll
to
have some
improve
more
the
time to do
house,
this.
And the house looks good, but I believe in the company work for me.
Linda tomorrow.
Absolutely, yes.
She will get you at least started in the right direction. Okay? All right, 10-6, 10-8, 25, service via posting.
Thank you. 25-0472, 2523 Glendale Place, Jennifer and Manuel Morales.
I take it you're not Manuel. No. All right, Jennifer?
Yes.
Morales. All right, let them show you some documents. This one will be easy-ish.
Should be code section 95 and 95 and 98 for hedges exceed allowed height. I observed the violation on 5/21/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 5/21/25, and I posted the property on 6/26/25. I would like to omit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Okay.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing. This is the notice of violation, notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, the certified mail that came back. 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 are dated photographs of the violation. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Thank you.
We're talking about the big planting near the front door. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, Special Magistrate,
Oh, I didn't see that second picture. All right, the big planting by the front door or indoor, what else?
and they did cut it, but it's just not to the allowed height yet.
What is the allowed height?
In the front, it will be 4 feet, it will be 4 feet. On the side and rear, be 8, so they've done what they need to do in the back, it's just the front.
All right, so the back can be 8 feet, but the front has to be 4.
Yes.
And Special Magistrate Code Section 9.8 is a finding of fact because they did clear what they are cut to the height they needed in the rear.
All right, so the rear is a finding of fact.
5, we're asking for compliance by September 25th or appearance at the 10/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
September. So that's 9/25, 10/8, 25?
25, yes.
All right, they're saying you're good on the back. On the front, it has to be a little bit lower.
Yeah, I thought the front was 6, but it's 4. But I got it to 6. It was at like 15.
Yeah, you were very private there for a minute. And then unfortunately, you're going to be less. But you have until September 25th to get it done.
If I want to rip out the ones in the front, do I need to like request a special permitting, or can I just rip them out?
Good question. If it's a hedge, not a tree.
I know. You might want to check with your homeowners association because a lot of times they want some of that AC stuff screened, your mechanical equipment. But as long as you have enough vegetation on your property, you would not need a permit to remove the hedges.
See, I live for stuff like that. I got a 68 Jeep. Throw that thing in 4-wheel drive, wrap a chain around it, you pop those things out of the ground. It's just fun.
It's required 10 shrubs for every 2,000 square feet of property.
Okay. All right, so 9/25, 10/8, 25, and you'll talk to them once you're done either cutting it down or consider removing it. You may want to talk to them some more.
And a finding of fact on Code Section 9.8.
And a finding of fact on 9/8 for the rear.
And a finding of service.
And a finding of service via posting on the property. Okay, you'll get an order in the mail. Cut them down, get in. If you cut it down to 4 feet, you'll be in compliance. You call them up, and then you can decide whether you want to take them out or not. And you can do that at your leisure because then there's no problem.
Okay. All right.
Save yourself the work and just pop them out, talk to them first just to make sure you don't need a permit, and then do yourself a huge favor and email them back saying, I remember I went down, I spoke with you, I showed you everything, and you said I don't need a permit, please confirm it. And that way you get your email, their email back, and you'll be great. Okay? All right.
Top of page 5, 25-0558, 1105 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Royal Palm Center, LLC.
Section 6195.
Hit the button.
Special Magistrate, this will be Code Section 6195, 2661, 23-49A, Provision 14, A and B. And this will be observed on 6/16/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 6/16/25 and returned on 6/20/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos. Oh, also, Your Honor, I would like to say Code Section 2060 4D, 15-40 per N F2.
Your name for the record, ma'am? And your relation to the LLC?
Property manager.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the inspection letter from June 13th. Exhibit, excuse me, this is part of Exhibit 1, is the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, the signed certified mail, which it appears you may have signed for.
I did not. That was put in my mailbox. And this is the way I received it on Monday morning.
Okay. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. And Exhibit 3 are the dated photographs of the violations. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. Okay, what property is this? What are the main tenants there? Because all I
This
see
will
is
be the Winn-Dixie Plaza. Yes, sir.
kind of look familiar. I think I've driven around. No, I've driven around the back to go from Subway.
Years.
No, Subway out around the back to get out onto Royal Palm.
Jupiter Donuts, right? Everybody knows Jupiter Donuts.
This barely, so. Okay.
Right across the street.
Yep.
And can I say, in 15 years, I've never had a violation I didn't cure it before a hearing. So,
Well, a little bit of work here, but that's okay.
yes, and we've done quite a bit of work. I hope that Anthony can see that and y'all can see that. I've got a lot of pictures.
And before she gets to those, Special Magistrate, just for your agenda, 1571 is being stricken from the agenda.
But just so I can draw a line, I
It's the-
scratched out the number.
The last description.
Then drawing limbs through the property.
No, I'm sorry. It's the vertical clearance,
Needing a permit for vegetation removal.
which is not even, it's not on there, so.
Okay, let's
keep the
just, I've
last
just
one, sorry.
scribbled through the number. It doesn't exist anymore.
4D and 1540 F2 are findings of fact.
On?
That's the excessive signage and the vertical clearance.
All right.
What else?
The vertical clearance, the cleared, all right, which one's which, just so I can put it in.
20 is the signage.
All right, that's fine. All right, finding of fact, signage. Yeah, this is a vertical clearance.
Is 15-40 F2.
Yep, got those. Okay, finding of facts on 20-60 paren 4 paren D, and a finding of fact on 15-40 paren F paren 2. And we have the rest of them, so tell me about them.
Well, basically, the pavement throughout the parking lot is still in disrepair. The dumpster enclosures, some of them are still in disrepair. The structure in the refrigerators stained. There's some striping and worn property missing throughout, and there's some dumpsters not screened from view, and there's also some storing some items in the rear of the property, which she's been trying to correct.
Okay. I don't think you have a bed store back there, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. That's the tenants then. We have some stray dumpsters.
Can I go through these one by one with you and show you the improvements that we've made? Okay. Number one, the striping is worn. Anthony met me on the property. We went over a few things. I have pictures showing that we did some striping. I had spoken to also Ms. Welker, She told me I couldn't do any more striping with, as long as it was under $700. I didn't need a permit, but if it was over $700, I needed a permit. So I did everything that I could that Anthony had pointed out, and I have pictures.
Any objection to her pictures for her $700 worth
have
of
a whole
striping?
pile of pictures there, if you just want to.
I have a whole pile of pictures. Okay.
About them while you're doing it, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll show.
Okay. Sorry, I thought I had this in order. Number 2. We've been doing a lot of pressure cleaning. And again, I have a lot of pictures. That looks like that now.
What are the dates of these photos?
These are either yesterday or the day before. They're all recent. And I do admit that that one that she just showed, we've done the majority of it. We just didn't have a ladder to do the top, so we will get that done as soon as possible. All of the coolers and the walk-in freezers were cleaned behind Winn-Dixie. So those are pictures of that. And just miscellaneous pictures throughout the shopping center of everything that we've pressure cleaned. And we're also in the process of painting, but we pressure cleaned it to get in compliance. So those are all number 2.
All the stuff, and we've got a lot
Working
of
on all of
evidence
it.
to show us we're doing it.
Right.
Wonderful.
Number 3, which was the dumpsters. I've been working on those as well. I have one more that we are still working on. It's at 1167. We had to remove one side of the fencing because the garbage company had hit it so many times it was curved like this. So we had to remove it. We are in the process of replacing it. So we're doing everything we can. We should be finished within 2 weeks to a month to finish.
Violation hearings, I'm probably going to give you even more time, so
Okay, that's awesome.
we get help.
We're doing everything we can. Okay, so the storage, number 4, storing items in the rear of the property. These are the pictures from today of Winn-Dixie. I think that was the main culprit, was Winn-Dixie. They store pallets. They store bales of cardboard for their companies to pick up. They have like a 2 to 3 day a week pickup. Also, once school starts, there are companies that will put bags of plastic back there that are donated. Don't ask me what they're donated for, but that is something that happens during the school year. So it gets dropped off, it gets picked up with one or 2 days. This hasn't, I don't think Anthony's seen that, wasn't the issue, but those are pictures of Winn-Dixie today, the north side and the west side.
Any more?
No, that's it for that one. I'm not done yet, though. Where else are we? We were good with it. Did you say the window signage, Anthony, was fine?
The signage that said
Window signage was good?
was a finding of fact on 20-64D.
Okay. As far as the potholes are concerned, 35 acres. This is 7 months' worth of invoices that show you that we consistently repair potholes, almost every single month. Obviously, during the rainy season, they open up a little bit more, but there's 7 months' worth of invoices showing that we are diligent about taking care of our potholes.
Any more documents, or is that it?
That was that. Was that? And here was the picture of the clearance, and then the trees were replaced. The dead or dying trees were replaced. But I think you said that those were cleared?
Just the vertical clearance.
Okay, that's this one.
Yeah. So when is this photograph from?
That was from today.
Last couple of days.
Absolutely, this week.
The dead and dying trees are compliant or no?
So we've been working very hard to get into compliance.
So that's, huh? Yeah, we didn't get that on the record. So what section is that?
toner, but that's okay.
What'd you say?
You killed a lot of toner.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I love my color printer. What can I say? I try to be as thorough as possible.
And Special Magistrate, one more note for your agenda when you're ready, I'll tell you.
Go ahead. What?
The 6-195 related only to the dead and dying vegetation is also a finding of fact. The staining, which is the same code section, remains in violation.
Okay, vegetation only.
Right.
Sorry, what remains in violation?
Staining.
The structure and refrigerator stained.
Because as far as I knew, everything was done. Okay, but the top.
Yeah, I
Like I
think
said,
they're
we needed to
referring
get
to
a
the
ladder. We'll
top.
get that done this week.
My neighbor's a painter. He said, do you know where I can get a 20-foot ladder? These people have like a 20-foot, one of these in their house. And they're like, can you paint all that? I'm like, well, I don't know, but you probably need a scissor lift. He's probably said, I don't know if I need to do that job. Because it was
Ladder with a pressure cleaner?
for the fun. These are young people.
I think he actually
do
hangs
brave
over the
things.
side of the roof.
Many ways. They could get a scissor jack and go up there. You can get one of those cool four-wheel drive lifts that drive themselves around, and you can do it that way. So there's ways. But you're going to get some more time to do these things.
We'll get it done.
Because you're working on them diligently, and I appreciate people who do that.
Well, we appreciate you giving us time.
Months, and we'll come back and see how well they're doing, because that gives them time to finish remedying these things, gives you time to inspect.
Compliance by 10-6 or the 10-8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Sorry, by 10-6?
Yes.
Okay.
And $25 a day, so it's lower than pretty much everyone else's on the commercial
Understood.
side, because you're doing a lot of stuff.
We are.
Yeah, I love effort. You know, as long, some things are harder. It's your parking lot repairs are going to be harder than a lot of these things.
I want to say that the parking lot is going to be sealed, striped, the speed bumps removed because the fire department requests it, and some ADA compliance work is going to be done in the spring because I cannot seal coat during the hurricane season. I can't seal coat during Winn-Dixie's Thanksgiving, Christmas holidays, the whole process. I actually typed up a timeline if you want to read it. It's been taking 3 to 4 months, so.
Yeah, no, you are.
It will be done in the spring. That is what we're.
The whole
what we're
parking
budgeting
lot,
for.
that's even better. Believe me, I go to Winn-Dixie only 2 or 3 times a week. So yeah, but no, all you have to do is get rid of the existing potholes to get clearance from them, and then when you restripe and reseal everything, life will be even better. All right, so you have until 10-6, or you'll be back here at the 10-8 hearing and face a $25 a day fine. Keep working, keep in contact with code enforcement, almost bring them out there, you know, during the process to say, this is what we've done, is this okay, type of stuff.
The seal coating and the striping will be done starting January, February. Is that going to be allowed? Because it takes months.
Up the potholes only.
Oh, the potholes are no problem.
If you fix your potholes, and that's what they're saying is
Okay.
here, you know, then you're good, and then you can go do the whole parking areas, you know, when you want to in the spring, when we're not in hurricane season, when we're not in the rainy season,
Special
when we're not in
Magistrate,
holiday season.
The striping is part of the violation, so the
Okay,
village
well-
won't comply that until it's in compliance with the village code.
We did take care of the areas that Anthony pointed out to me.
If that's the case, I'm going to probably go longer on the striping then, because they've gotten everything else going. I want to give them their opportunity. They're working on this stuff.
Your Special Magistrate, she did do some areas, but the whole property, as you can see on the photo I have up top, everything hasn't been restriped yet as far as the parking area.
Well, of course, it's not all done. They've done the pieces that were pointed out to them to be the worst. But if that's the point, and I'm not going to go throw fines at them for all of this when they're going to do this in the spring and they can't do it until then. I mean, you know, they can continue to do it on a piecemeal basis on some of these, but the majority of these problems are going to be taken care of by 10-6. And if we're going to have to change the order, then we need to go change it to a status fine assessment hearing on the striping alone.
Yeah, I'm not unsure why it takes till spring to get the property restriped. That's
Because you don't restripe a property and then you pave it. That's double the work and it's backwards.
right, but if she's going to be in compliance with everything by 10-6, then why
She's
another
not-
6 months to stripe it?
Because she's not going to be restriping the entire parking lot before she redoes it.
Thank you for understanding that.
I go there multiple times a week. It's not that bad to the point where you look at it and go, I can't figure out where I'm parking. So
what's the striping code section?
I will bounce the restriping part of it until the spring, so.
It's after that. It doesn't take 6 months to stripe a parking lot once she's complied with the paving. Is my
Okay, we will
point.
go into sometime in January and get a status / whatever on this, on the striping portion.
So do you
Everything
want
else, she's cleaning the building, she's cleaning the refrigerator, she's cleaning up the trash around the site, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're just waiting on striping. We'll check in on January and see how that goes.
So do you want to establish a compliance date then for the striping of
Yeah,
December?
we'll do a January striping update, and we'll see what's going on. And
We've gotten maybe even a permit application. I mean, it takes literally 3 to 4 months for this project to get done. And that's with perfect weather, which we don't have.
time on the striping because you've done
Thank you.
everything else.
I do appreciate that.
Be wise to just stripe it, then pave over it. It makes no sense.
So for the striping, which is a violation of section, Linda, what is that? Is that 2349?
3 and A, 14, 3 and A and B.
So the compliance date on that would be January 10th or the January 14th, 26 fine hearing. And for the remaining sections, 10-6, 10-8.
Right. Okay, what are the dates? 10,
10-6 or 10-8,
what are the January dates?
110
Okay, and
compliance
what's
date, and then the fine hearing is 114.
110, 114, got it. All right. So I've broken you in two. Fix everything but, and get
Thank you.
and get your quotes in. If you get your permit applied for and everything else,
No problem.
you'll be good.
No problem.
Okay?
Right. Thank you.
Sorry, the striping is going to be 2349, parens A, parens 14, and then B.
Okay.
I'm sorry, was that a code? Yeah. Was it 23 what?
You're cited for 2349, parens A, parens 14, paren A and B. And it's going to be just the B section that is the striping. The A is for pavement and the construction of.
So 23A 14B is what we're bouncing till January.
Yes.
Got it. That's the striping alone. But you're going to fix the potholes and everything else by 10-6.
And a finding of service?
And service via signed green card.
Thank you.
All right, you'll get an order. Okay.
Page 6 now, okay, in the middle, 25-0501, 147 Parkwood Drive, Alexandrine and Rudy Sissant.
Where are we, what page?
Sections 15, 141, 1530, 622, 108.4, tree stumps in the yard, minimum landscape requirements are not met, and pavers without a permit. I observed this violation on 5/29/25, sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/2/25. It was signed on 6/5/25. Following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. This is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is permit information. Any objection to these documents?
No.
Objection. Okay. All right. I see some mulchy areas. Is that where the stumps used to be?
That's where the stumps used to be, and then the pavers were back here behind this area. She did remove the stumps, and she got the vegetation removal permit, as well as she got the permit for the pavers. So now it's just the minimum landscape requirements that she needs to meet.
What requirements does she need to meet to fulfill that?
She needs 1 tree and 10 shrubs for every 2,000 square foot of property. Her property is approximately 8,000 square feet, so she needs 4 trees, or no, it was 2 trees and 20 shrubs.
Sorry, I think you have a double adenidia up front, right?
Here in this photograph.
In that area, and that'll count as 1 tree. It takes 3 palms equal 1 tree. So
when I talked to Mrs. Margaret, he told me I need to replant it. I say, okay, I will. I will. Well, I think I got 3. I supposed to replant 3. I didn't know I need to put more than that. And I plant 3 in the front and 1 in the back. And I think I'm done with everything because I got my permit, I do everything. And last Monday, I called her to come to the inspection, and he told me I need 24 more, but I didn't know that.
You need the shrubs.
20 shrubs.
I just put the trees, but I didn't know I need to put the shrubs.
About it, we're going to give you time to do it. Remember, I spoke with you?
Yeah, you told me that.
Yes.
But I will do it next week. By next week, I'm going to be done.
Well, we're going to give her some more time than next week,
Yeah,
though,
plenty of
in
time.
case we have
15-1
Aaron come through or something.
15-141 and 62108.4 are findings of fact. For 15-130, we're asking for compliance by September 25th, or the 10/8 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
All right, you're way ahead of me. Finding a fact on the stumps, and what else? Is that it?
On 15-141 and 6-2-108.4, which is the stumps and the pavers.
Oh, stumps and pavers, okay.
And 15-130, compliance by 9/25, or the 10/8 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
All right, so get everything planted by September 25th, or you're going to come back here in October on the 8th. Just get it done. Call Margaret. She'll count them. They'll tell you if you're good or not. You'll get an affidavit of compliance, and you'll be done with us.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Are you, just to make sure she's totally done, how about the 10/6 date that you've established on prior ones? It's the same hearing, fine assessment hearing if necessary, but
Not
that
a
gives her
problem.
another few days to.
Not a problem. 10/6, 10/8, you just got an extra week and a half. So 10/6, 10/8, 25 is
Thank you.
granted.
Thank you
And
so
service via signed green card.
Thank you.
Please.
25-0528, 120 Sparrow Drive, Parkview at Palm Beach condominium at the bottom of page 6.
Okay,
Code Section 06190A1, 2349A14, 15141. Parking lot has potholes and is lifted in several areas. Walkways are stained, dead, dying, missing landscape. I observed this violation on 6/4/25, sent out notice of violation with notice of hearing. On 6/5/25, it was delivered, signed, but not dated. I got it on 6/9/25. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Your name, sir?
I'm Anthony Kramer. I'm with ACAM. We're the community property managers for Parkview at Palm Beach Condominium Association.
Spell your last name.
Kramer.
Steinfeld, yeah.
Would like to enter into the record, Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is Division of Corporations information with regard to the association. Page 2 of that. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violations. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No objection.
Thank you very much. All right. One of these, once you paint a sidewalk, you get to paint it forever.
Like painting a driveway.
Yep. I think the only way you could probably get that out is sandblasting it.
I believe they plan on doing a new finish on them. I've been in touch with Mr. Kramer, and they're working on a lot of things there.
They need a new finish, or they need to... People don't understand. Once they paint these things, that's like a lifetime commitment.
Kind of interesting. I can go through each of these if you like.
Hopefully, we don't have a lot of things here. You got potholes, walkways stained, and some dead and dying, missing landscaping. So...
We did enter into an agreement with All County Paving to have the 21 potholes repaired. They are going to apply for a permit, and that work will be scheduled. So we do have a signed agreement for that work to be done. The interesting one is the staining of the walkways. We got a proposal and approved the proposal at the end of last year to both do the walkway repairs and to repaint those walkways. But we were advised to hold off because we're meeting the requirement to have our milestone inspection performed. So we started the milestone inspection at the end of 2024. We had the phase 1 completed, and the results from the phase 1 inspection provided that we needed to do a phase 2 inspection. We've started the phase 2 inspection, and there is exploratory demolition that's going to be required for them to finalize their phase 2 report. Part of that area that's affected are the catwalks and the walkways. So we held off doing the repairs and the painting of those catwalks and walkways because we did not want to interfere with the milestone inspection that was being performed. So we want to do this painting. We need to wait until the phase 2 inspection is completed, until that exploratory demolition work is done.
That term just interests me, exploratory demolition. It's like, drill a hole in the ground and put some dynamite there and blow it up and see what happens.
Hopefully repair very quickly, but not before we get our engineer to give us the guidelines on what repairs have to happen.
Inspections
Special
are...
Magistrate, it's not exploratory holes in the ground, right? It's in the...
Both in
Primarily
the
the
building
building.
envelope, but
Right.
also he made selections for the catwalks. I have a copy of the report from Policar Engineering Solutions, the Phase 2 findings, and the areas that he's including for exploratory demolition.
Okay, is this required by the state? Or
Yes.
it's
the new
another
state
part of the
law.
Surfside?
Yeah, it's the new state law. When is the Phase 2 estimated to be complete?
We're at the tail end of the Phase 2. He's done his initial inspection for the Phase 2. He's identified his areas for exploratory demolition. We just need to settle on those few areas and get that work done. I expect that they will have completed the exploratory demolition within the next month or so.
Okay, so
But then the report has to come back. And the report is going to end up saying we need to do some remediation, including those catwalks and the walkways. He's going to provide us, the engineer is going to provide us guidance on what has to happen for remediation. It's not going to be limited to those catwalks, but that will be included within the scope. And then we'll need to seek out bids to do the work. Like I said, we did already start getting bids and approved bids for those catwalk and walkway repairs. I have a copy of what we approved. We just had to wait because of this milestone inspection. So I say all that to say, I'm going to request an extension. I just don't know how long to request the extension for. I know for the pothole repairs, we have a signed agreement. They know that we did this agreement in response to the violation letter, so they know that there's a time component to this. So I know that that can happen quicker, depending upon how fast permitting happens. But it's the painting of those, the painting is just the surface of what we need to do. We actually need to remediate, and the painting will be
Is the special magistrate amenable to the 10-6, 10-8 day and have it be a status/fine? And then
yeah, I think that's the best bet.
I mean, we realize you have to go through that process, and it doesn't make sense for you to do it before you get through that. But to keep us apprised that you're continuing to make good faith progress is important to the village. So.
We're going to do 10-6, 10-8, 25. You're going to do the potholes before that, hopefully, so we can show progress on the site. And then
And this one, we're asking
we
for a
will
$50
know
a day fine.
What?
$50 a day fine in the event that that's necessary.
All right. And that way, we're doing a status/fine assessment hearing.
Correct.
That way we can determine if you fixed the potholes and you were waiting and we have a good time frame on the rest of it, that we can throw that into the order in October. We're going to be back here on the 8th, no matter what. But hopefully we'll have the potholes remedied, and then we'll have some more clarity on the time frame for the rest.
The third component is the landscaping. So I did meet with Margaret. She gave me a copy of the original landscape plan for that community. And we are in the process of getting bids to pull the landscaping back to where it was initially.
Well, that's probably still going to be the 10-6, 10-8 time frame. Because we're trying to save you from the booms and repairs, so you don't repair, then blow it up, and then repair it again.
It's a big project.
That building falling, it just messed up everybody else. 850 status/fine hearing. Hopefully the potholes will be fixed and the dead blissing landscaping will be fixed, and then we're just dealing with walkways, and we'll deal with timing of that in October.
You guys did send in your milestone inspection report, right? You did send in your milestone inspection
We
report?
sent the Phase 1 milestone inspection
Okay,
report,
perfect.
and we got a response from, I think it was Robert Hill, that he confirmed receipt. Thank you.
And a finding of service, special magistrate?
Sign green card.
Thank you. Next, page 7, I think. Yes, page 7, third one down, 25-0566, 230 Sandpiper Avenue, Edwin Lopez.
Code Sections 2318B2, parking on lawn. I observed this violation on 6/14/25, sent out notice of violation on 6 and notice of hearing on 6/17/25, posted and mailed to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Edwin Lopez.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing. The certified mail that came back, the notice of violation, notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Excuse me. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 3 is dated photographs. Objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Admitted without objection. Talking the boat?
And then if you can see in the backyard across from the canal, here's the boat, and then here's an open trailer back against the fence line.
All right. I'm a big boat fan. I had one for 25 years. It's a wonderful thing in South Florida. It's a hole in the water you pour money in. But, while you're doing it, it's a great time. I think your boat needs to come forward, though, doesn't it?
The boat and the trailer both. The trailer has to be parked on the side of the house and screened from view. So he would need to put up another piece of fence up here by the house or relocate this fence with a permit or park it on the other side behind a fence or in your garage. The boat can be also parked on the same side, one side of the home, not to pass the front or back of the house, but the boat does not have to be screened, or the boat can be parked on the driveway, 10 feet back from the edge of pavement.
So, seems like your best bet would probably be to get a fence permit and rebuild your fence to the front of your house. And that way you could move your boat up and your trailer up, and the fence would screen the trailer. The boat doesn't care if it's screened or not.
Correct. That's why
Or
it
you
can
could
be
put the
parked on
boat
the
in front
driveway.
of the fence as it exists and move the trailer. I don't know if there's enough room back there. I can't tell.
No. It has to be here, within the side boundaries of the home.
So on the other side of the house, I can move the enclosed trailer closer to the fence, and that would be in.
Both of them on, because it's sort of like a safety thing.
You can only park on one side of your home.
Able to get a fire truck or something around. So
Which side? So if you can park the trailer on the other side, if you already have screening there, that would be fine. But then the boat would have to park on that same side or on the driveway.
Understood. So I will leave them on that side and move the fence to the front of my house, and that would bring me into compliance.
If you park both of them on the same side of the house,
fit between that line right there at the corner of the house and the back of the house, the trailer and the boat trailer, you're good.
if you don't quite understand, you can take my card and I can meet you on the property and visually show you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
And you could even move the fence a little forward if they want to, can you?
He can relocate it, but it would require a permit.
The permit anyway for the fence. So, but if he moved the fence further front of the house,
Well, the fence in front of the house, in the front yard, could only be 4 foot, and it wouldn't matter because the boat or the trailer could not park on the front yard.
I'm just trying to figure out what the range of possibilities for you are. It sounds like the best thing is if you could move the trailer up and the boat trailer up and they don't stick out past the back end of the house, you should be fine.
Understood.
Need to have done here?
Oh, yes, and we're asking for compliance by the 10/6 or 10/8 dates.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Or a $25 a day fine.
All right, so October 6th is your date. So you need to get your fence permit issued and so you can relocate everything further forward. And if everything doesn't fit back on the side of the house, then you get to make a decision about what you love more, the boat or the little trailer.
Yeah.
And I would throw the little trailer away. So, but that's just me, because I have a scuba diver necklace on. So, yeah, love me a boat. All right, 10/6, 10/8/25. And once you get this done, call her ASAP. I don't want to run it past there and get you fined. Because, you'd rather spend your money on fence materials. Lovely nail gun. It wasn't that hard to build mine. Lasted 3 hurricanes. Hopefully, it'll do more. All right, 10/6, 10/8/25, granted service via posting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving now to page 8, fine mitigation hearings, 17-0196, 10089 Penzance Lane, U.S. Bank Trust, N.A. trustee.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right.
There's the top one.
Yeah, what's the amount of the fine?
The fine amount in this case is $73,000.
83 grand. Okay. Tell us who you are and why the fine should be reduced.
Darcy Koch, I'm the realtor, local realtor for the foreclosure.
Okay. And why should the fine be reduced?
As soon as I found out about the window being with shutters on it, I took it off, and we've done a lot of, we didn't have access to the house until pretty recently. And as soon as I found out that that was a violation, I did, rectify it. And we also did a bunch of other things to the property, like, cleaning it up and power washing and setting it all ready to be sold, put on the market.
All right. And do you have a particular number in mind?
I was hoping for, $500,000.
Costs. Okay. So, and what does the village say?
We're not opposing a reduction in this case. I understand her argument about not having access, but that doesn't change the fact that the violation continued to exist, so the neighbors had to deal with it and the village had to deal with it. So we're not opposing reduction, but we would be amenable to you reducing it to $15,341.32, payable within 90 days, which would be the 13th of November.
So, back to you. They're saying, oh, we'll take the 73,000, we'll reduce it down to 15,341.32.
Even though we didn't have access to the property to rectify it, or it wasn't ours to.
That's a wonderful excuse for you, but then the village says, but the neighbors had to live with this stuff since 2017, whether you fixed it or not.
So it was a shutter on the side of the house, a small window that they had to deal with, yes.
Did anyone bother to bring me a picture of the small shuttered area that was done? It was not all of them? What?
No, it was just one in the back. It was literally a small, like the size of that side window there.
The bank owned the property the entire time. Somebody had access to the property. I'm not sure why they didn't, but it doesn't negate the fact that the violation was there and it existed for 5 years.
You're saying the bank owned the property possession at some time during the whole
It
process.
wasn't assigned to me, so I don't know the background of that, I'm sorry.
And again, we're not opposing. I mean, a lot of times we oppose. This case, we're not opposing, but it doesn't change the fact that the violation existed, and it existed for a very long time.
All right, the violation existed, it existed for a very long time, but it was not like the entire house closed according to her testimony. It was one window.
It was one side window, yes.
It was so we have the photographs. I mean,
$5,000?
this is a fine mitigation hearing, so I'm a little bit hesitant to start relitigating the
No, I'm
merits
not
of the case,
relitigating.
but it wasn't one side window. It was an accordion shutter across the entire front access door. So it wasn't just a side window. But again, we're not here to relitigate, and there was another window on the other side.
No, that's why I wish she would have brought in a picture of her one side. Now, you have an accordion across the entire front door?
Inside of a screened-in porch, yes.
Wow.
And then another accordion on the other side of the building, closed.
It wasn't just one. It probably could have just been,
Can we settle on $5,000? That's, I mean,
7,300.
okay, all right.
100 by 1114.
Okay,
Okay.
it is what it is.
It is what it is, and it would, yeah, I mean, it's not just one window. It was
It
multiple.
was when I got there. I didn't realize that.
Someone must have
and I-
closed
I meant-
or opened the others at some time, but no one ever called for an inspection. So it is what it is. All right.
Thank you. Next case is 18-1761, 106 Sandpine Way, Teresa Calderon.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request and agent authorization. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
I don't think they've been sworn either.
Yeah, that was the question. Perhaps just swear everybody who's in the room in, since there were some that were not sworn originally.
Folks out there were just out there. I think these two walked in late. The lady in the reddish dress. Oh, okay, never mind. They don't have to be sworn.
But these respondents do need to be sworn.
All right, since you didn't care to participate in the earlier version of being sworn in, you get to participate in the later version. Please raise your right hands. Love them all. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say, I do.
Yes, I do. Say I do. I do.
Okay. All right, tell me about this one.
And the fine amount, special magistrate, is $54,500.
Fines. All right, Sandpine Way. All right,
Can we get their names for the record, please?
figure that out. Who's Sharon?
I'm Sharon Powers.
Sharon Powers, you're the agent. And the owner is Teresa Calderon. Is that her? Okay. All right. And the easy question, why should the fine be reduced?
I actually prepared a packet of information. Would you like it, or I can read it?
Let her see it first, and then I probably will skim it a lot faster than you can read it.
It'll take us a minute to read through all this.
Not a problem.
have another copy if you would like a copy as well. Okay. Okay.
It, or they object to it, or what, so I don't get to look yet.
I guess it's for this. Is that who the violation was against, this, or the property of the individual? What is it? Okay. If she doesn't need it part of the record, she may want to take, not have that be introduced, but if she wants it introduced, the village doesn't have any objection.
Okay.
Is the order in there? What's the order? Name of the person? All right, I'm going to admit everything except for the medical information, which I'm not going to allow. I don't want to make it public record. Unless you insist that it be under.
That's totally fine.
Yes, I understand the argument. I understand your position is they want to reduce to $2,500. What is the village's position?
Again, unfortunately, this one persisted for quite some time. Again, I understand the circumstances that are being argued. We were not intending to oppose the reduction. Our number was $11,631.48, payable by 11/13.
Given the nature of the violation and the fact that the respondent really wasn't involved in most of this stuff, I will accept their request to reduce it to $2,500 payable by 11/14.
Thank you.
Okay. Run away.
Next one is 20-0542, 129 Bilbao Street Land Trust.
Oh, we'd skipped Dove? Okay. We've got two of them.
Yes, they do. I'll read them both in, and we can, that way the exhibits are the same. The next one is on the top of page 9. It's 22-0811, 129 Bilbao Street Land Trust.
Okay. Who do we have?
My name is David Day. I'm representing the trust.
Okay. Here's the question, why should it be reduced?
We need a special magistrate, if we could before, I didn't mean to interrupt, but if we could get the exhibits into the record first? Yes.
Special Magistrate, I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine page book, book and page, or Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
And those are the same exhibits for both?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Special Magistrate.
The fines on these two cases?
In case 20-0542, the amount is $42,125. And in 22-0811, the fine amount is $23,550.
Yes.
It has small fines anymore.
Hold on just a minute. Need your fine mitigation request?
Is it right here? It may have been in this pile. No. That's Calderon's. All right. Child. All right. All right, back to the question.
So first, I work with Grace House of Lakeland, formerly known as North American Youth Foundation. It's a faith-based nonprofit that works with at-risk youth and their households, providing low-income housing and various programs, work programs and such to help keep them out of the system, as well as a halfway house, jail ministry, et cetera, et cetera. We work with a lot of code enforcement and a lot of blighted properties. We've been real estate investors and such, and we don't receive grants or donations and stuff like that in general. Instead, we actually work with owners and what I call problem solving, professional problem solving with blighted properties, basically. And we partner with the homeowners, and we use a portion of the profits for the programs and such. So in this particular situation, this was an estate situation. The place had been abandoned for a specific reason, which was it was owned by the person's mother, and at the time, her husband, his father. What happened was they got divorced, and in the divorce, the mother was given the entire property with an order that stated that, that it all went to her, and if he didn't sign the documents, the attorney was given power of attorney to sign the documents in order to do that. Well, the problem was he passed away, and of course, the power of attorney died with him. And therefore, she only had half of the property. And therefore, he was willed what they thought was the whole property, but this came up in title. There was no, he basically only owned half of the house. We, and basically abandoned it, didn't have any idea what to do with it. What can you do with half a house? So we identified the property partly because of the code enforcement and some of the issues in public records. We immediately, in fact, we're not quite done, but we came straight to code enforcement after partnering with them, and that's why you see it in the trust, which is there covering both sides, and then once everything is done, we'll decide which way we want to go with it. But we were able to identify the additional heirs. We actually are in the process of finalizing the probate for the other half, getting it all together. But in the meantime, we immediately reached out to code enforcement. Mr. Anthony has been wonderful with us. We worked with him very collaboratively. He told us something was wrong. We dealt with it immediately. We actually, one of the big ones was the staining. And so the first thing we did immediately was pressure wash it and get it cleaned up. Unfortunately, he didn't feel that it was good enough to meet the standard. So within that same weekend, we went back and we painted the whole thing. We've definitely done all the things that we could, and we brought it all into compliance. We've done the part that you guys wanted. We're just asking that you reduce it. My preference would be to reduce it to hard costs. I know that the average, would be somewhere about, $3,000 to $5,000, give or take. I know you heard 5,000, I heard 3,000, so I was wondering if we could meet in the middle around 4.
All right, what is the village's position with this?
So I guess just a couple of questions. I heard a lot about a lot of things, but I didn't hear anything about the violations. So did you buy the property knowing that there were liens on it?
The liens were, well, we didn't know what the liens were, but we did know that there were violations. We immediately came to you guys to see what needed to be done to bring them into compliance. We knew there was violations.
So you didn't have any title work before you purchased the property?
Remember, we've partnered, we're still trying to clear title. So as far as the property is concerned, we're still trying to clear title. This is one of the aspects of it.
Okay. I guess my concern is that it sounds like, and it looks like from the property appraiser printout that is in the file, these were bought by quitclaim deed. It sounds like knowing that there were liens. A special warranty deed?
Special warranty deed.
Okay. That's not what Papa says, but general warranty. But I guess my bigger question now is, if you don't have title, what authorization do we have? Did the property owner sign your forms?
Yeah, some attorney in North Florida signed this thing.
Yeah, I guess, you've heard me say
Ivan Lenoir.
prior to, who is it?
Come on down. It's an Esquire out of, I don't know, Hillsborough or something. I don't know if they're doing the probate or what.
So the half of the property has been resolved. So the owner put it into the trust. and the trustee has signed the authorization.
Okay,
So we're in compliance in regards to that.
okay.
But then you only have half the property? Is that what I'm hearing?
We're trying to finish up that probate.
So you purchased a property that you knew had liens on it when knowing you only had half of the ownership deeding you over. Kind of risky.
It is, but it's not really a purchase, it's a partnership. And that's why it's worth us working on it.
It seems like someone's trying to buy it.
And it seems like buying it at the risk of knowing there were liens, it seems like the expectation of the village is that the magistrate reduce or eliminate the fines. And again, as I said in the prior cases, that doesn't negate the fact that the violations existed in this case for, again, 5 years. In the other case, 3 years. The neighbors had to deal with it. I understand what he said about somebody walked away from the property, but this doesn't solve the village's residents' problems, that these properties become derelict, and the expectation is that the fines just are eliminated, and I didn't hear a reason why.
I would say we actually did solve the village's problem. We actually,
After 5 years or 3 years?
well, we weren't around before then.
All right, so what does the village say? Because
We'd be amenable to reducing, but not to the expectation I think he has. Our number in the first case, 20-0542, is 9246.30, payable by 11/13. $9,246.30. And in case 22-0811, again, we're not opposing reduction. We'd be willing to reduce it to 5611.02, payable by 11/13. Because again, all the village's liens are recorded in the public record. Whether or not title is run by an official title company, you can yourself look it up in the public records. So anybody who is a potential purchaser can look it up.
May I ask for a flat 10?
you may ask, probably not going to happen. I mean, Mrs. Calderon, she's like Mrs. Calderon, the lady behind you.
Yes.
Poor health, really didn't do anything. This was really a problem generated by her sort of felonious son, according to the police records we get in here. So, no. So you're basically a real estate speculator with like a little patina of, we're going to do some good with some of the money. So, that's a totally different boat from what I've been facing here earlier. And I will go with the village's numbers on these, and it would be $9,246.30 on case number 20-542 and $5,611.02 on case number 22-811.
Payable by 11/13?
By 11/13 on both.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
13.
Well, less
Only the
than-
one was 14.
Yes, thank you very much.
Geez, 4,000 and change is like 75% off. You're welcome.
Next one is 23-0886, 800 Hibiscus Drive, Israel Carcamo Aguilar and Anna Karina P. Lopez.
Okay. I've got strays over here.
Special Magistrate, I'd like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine or booking page. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, an affidavit of compliance.
Your name, sir?
Lazaro Pais.
trying to figure out how this all works together. Ana Padilla owns the property now?
I was the previous owner, and I just sold the property to this family. The whole problem comes into play. I purchased the property December 20th of 2023 was my closing date. The title company, the property had no liens on when me and my family bought our first home there, because you yourself put the lien on December 20th for that property for the family I was purchasing it from. So we bought their home with no liens and not aware of the non-permitted work that was done on the property, due to the fact that the homeowner that sold me the property owns the actual title company that we used to close and hid the facts.
This is better than the norm. So they own the title company, and of course they're not going to.
We're under litigation now because he was an acting agent for, besides being the owner, he was an acting agent hiding the facts. It's a fraud. I was defrauded. I was unaware of the permit, the work that was non-permitted. I was actually here for parking against the flow of traffic 8 months, 9 months after I purchased the property, was still unaware of it. Became aware of the situation when I put the property up for sale. I received the notice when you guys sent out lien letters in May. I read it, spoke to Anthony, spoke to Linda. They were great. They helped me out. We worked through it. So I had to borrow money to find an engineer, get all the construction work done, put plans together, pass inspection. So my equity in the home, all this was transpiring while I was under escrow on a new home in Fort Myers. That's where I'm from now, Fort Myers. So the work's done, the permit's pulled, the work was completed, according to plans, according to engineer, building department approved, final inspection passed. First home headache experience.
No, that's beyond first home headache experience. Look at my order, signed December 19th.
Yes, and I closed on December 20th.
The fine amount for the magistrate's consideration is $25,400. And as he said, hopefully he has a claim against the title company or some other.
There's two claims I have, title and the actual one.
So how's that one working out? You have a trial date yet, or you?
We're in discovery right now.
Okay. This is not the speculator guy, at least not in the terms of the way it was done with the previous guy.
That's right. I can give you our number, but obviously this one's at your discretion. This is a whole different factual scenario.
Yeah, this is a whole new ballgame. What is it?
So our number was 5863.70, but I expect he may want to testify to how much money he spent in litigation and
how
all
much
of
have
his
you spent on
headaches.
attorneys and things?
Attorney, we're under retainer for $15,000 as of right now. Just for discovery, if it goes to trial, then it's more. The engineer was like $6,500. And I currently have, I want to say close to 25,000 still in escrow because the new owner in the title company held the equity I had until I get this resolved.
Right.
I'm asking for the best you could do. Everything I've done is on bar-
$1,250 by 11/13. $1,250 by 11/13, given the odd circumstances of all of this.
I appreciate that.
An order in the mail once I sign them. That's usually Monday or Tuesday, although Tuesday's going to be a bear because I've got Clewiston in the morning, Manalapan in the afternoon. I might have to slide in here in the middle somewhere and sign things.
I could get stating this just so I could send to the title company.
To talk to Ms. Walker tomorrow to see if she can send an email to you to confirm what happened. They're going to want an order, but at least you can at least say that.
As long as we get an amount, I could send that over and we can move forward.
Yeah, we can have the draft order by Friday.
That's fine. That's
yeah,
fine.
we'll get you the draft order Friday.
Just send me an email and we'll send you the order unsigned.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. Send me an email and we'll send you the order unsigned. And then once it's signed, I can also send you the
That's fine.
signed copy
It's
as
something for
well.
the record so they could know what they're going to pay.
So law school. It's like, I got insurance and it lapsed on the 1st, and I got new insurance on the 3rd. Guess what happened on the 2nd? Yeah. All right, so these are observers back here.
You're all set, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Gentlemen here, what are you here for?
We know who they are.
We know who everyone is?
Yep.
They're all good?
I've gone around and get signatures.
God, you know, you could watch this on TV if you had Comcast. You could be like popcorning, going to the bathroom, doing all that stuff. Okay.
On page 4.
They don't do it anymore? It used to be on the governmental channel, and I actually had people stop me in Publix and say, I've seen you on TV. And I'm going, why are you watching that? Don't you have anything better to watch? 400 channels and you're watching me do code cases. Okay. This is when we switch to the they're not here part of our meeting. Okay.
All right, we're going to page 4. At the top, case 25.
Page what?
4.
Page 4. Okay.
At the top, 25-0550, 126 Ponce de Leon Street, Danielle M. and Joy C. Bowman, and this is a violation hearing.
Code sections 0619111, 6190H, 142, and 1557. Pool is not maintained in a clean and sanitary condition. Storm shutters are closed. Miscellaneous items. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed. This observation was observed on 6/9/25 by Andrew. He sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/13/25 and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation with affidavit of service. He reposted the notice of hearing with affidavit of service. Exhibit 3 is your verification or ownership. Exhibit 4 is pictures.
I'm the owner.
You're the owner, okay. These are the
One of the
exhibits-
owners.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing, the notice of violation itself, notice of hearing.
This is the only one I've received.
Well, that's perfect, because that's tonight.
Yeah, it's the only one I received.
Maybe that's why they re-noticed you. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing that you own the property. This exhibit is dated photographs of the violations.
That's not ours.
What's not yours?
Parkwood Drive, that's not us.
Okay. That's not you.
Nope.
So just these 4 photographs, sorry about that. Any objection to these documents being
No.
entered?
All right, admitted without objection. I'm losing my audience. Okay. Service via posting.
I wonder if I can find it.
She's not one of these. Page 4. She's not one of them. Mm-mm. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Just, can you explain the violations?
Yeah, as you can see here, well, I'll go back up to the first page. The grass and weeds are just completely out of control. Whatever this is, something there that needs to be cleaned up. All the shutters across the back of the house. The pool water that is full to the brim, it is black. As you can kind of see, this is a pool hose floating, but the water is pitch black. More weeds growed around it. And here as well, the weeds. So this all needs cleaned up, all this grass and weeds, all the miscellaneous items, which were over here in the grass here, need to be removed, and the shutters need to be taken down unless there is an active storm, active named storm coming towards us. The pool water, you should be able to see a quarter at the bottom of the pool as to our code.
I don't think they can see the quarter at the bottom of the pool. And she keeps saying grass and weeds, but I think the grass part may be a little much of a stretch.
It could be grass, I don't know.
But usually it grows taller. I've hunted in that stuff. It gets 4 or 5 feet tall some places. Okay, so it's a mess.
Our weed whacker broke, so my husband is there right there. He could attest where he just, I don't know if he fixed it yet, but that was number one because all these weekends, we just put in the fence enclosure just recently, and the last time I heard you spoke, you said it just has to be fenced in. And I heard you speak to another gentleman before who had the same problem. I don't know if he was on the golf course.
There's not a count on here, a violation for the fencing. The violation is for the quality and clarity of the pool water. And according to the village, you're supposed to see a quarter at the bottom of the pool. And I don't think you could see a quarter after the first inch or two of water.
There's issues with the pool that we've had since the village. There was a tree that knocked our whole enclosure down. So, and it went into our pool and they never paid for it. This was when my mother owned the home. So we fixed it since then. We've done a lot of things to the pool. Right now, I believe there's a leak in the pool. That's why we haven't touched the pool. We, like I explained, we just put a fence around it like we were asked the last time.
You know, if there's a leak in the pool, it's not very fast because it's sitting there topped off.
We had rain recently, that's why.
We had rain recently, we haven't had a ton of it. Believe me, I live down the street, a couple of stop signs past this place to the right. I mean, I drive by it every day. So, you know, I get the same weather you do. First off, the shutters are easy. You don't get to keep the shutters up unless there's a named storm.
We have one coming up right now, that's why it's still up.
Erin is not going to touch us. She's going to go drift out into the ocean, and she's going to maybe do Bermuda, but that's just crazy. That's like a fire death trap.
And it's not...
4 openings of the house, two in the back.
It's not a named storm. It's you have to be under a watch or a warning, not just a storm is somewhere in America or somewhere.
It's like Erin's out there, and it's not even close. So, you know, any of those arguments about those shutters are just bad. The shutters need to come down.
Okay, so how much time do we have?
That's what we're going to work on. In the pool, you know, someone needs to dump multiple gallons of chlorine in there to try to kill and shock and whatever, because you are probably producing half of the mosquitoes in the neighborhood for me.
Last time we had it tested, there was no mosquitoes, so just want to go there. And we put a little...
It was tested, and we're in like peak mosquito season now, and that is just a hazard. So what time limits were we looking at for this?
We were asking for compliance by 8/28 or the 10/8 fine hearing or $100 a day fine, given the gravity of the violations, particularly the storm shutters.
Yeah, well, the storm shutters are like, you know, a couple of hours of actual work, taking them down and putting them away. They don't get to stay up all year long.
And I believe Special Magistrate.
The pool is a mess, and, you know, they need to do something, because literally
I
mosquitoes
believe
everywhere.
last month, Special Magistrate, they came to hearing for the pool not being secure. So please, make sure they keep that fence
Oh, no,
thing
the
up.
fence, I love the fence. I just, it's the rest of it. The rest of it's the problem. I really wouldn't care about dirty pool water if it weren't for the fact that mosquitoes breathe in dirty pool water. And right now, I was listening to some guy, we only have 80 different kinds of mosquito species in Florida. Water, well, here's like standing water for the whole subdivision. Here's aren't a great excuse. The pool looks like a huge problem, and the storm shutters are not allowed to be up unless we're in the cone of danger somewhere. You just can't leave them up because you think it's secure and you can get out another door. It's just not allowed. Okay? So you have to get all this done by 8/28, or you'll be back here on 10/8, and you'll face a $100 a day fine. Cheaper to get a weed whacker than a $100 a day fine. Okay? Granted.
Thank you. And a finding of service, Special Magistrate? I think I missed it.
By posting.
Thank you. Same page at the second from the bottom, 25-0530-612 Hibiscus Drive, Blake Estacina and Gerlin St. Julian.
21.
Should be code section 6-190, Paren A, Paren 3, Paren 5, for the driveway and sidewalk stained. I observed the violation on 6/6/25, and the certified mail was mailed out on 6/6/25 and posted on 7/8/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence: a notice of violation, notice of hearing, an affidavit of service, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing, the notice of violation, notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Objection. All right, so this is basically the status of the driveway and sidewalk as of the end of the month, last month. Yeah, we have today's too. Okay. Yeah, the driveway's not horrible, the sidewalk's worse, but they could use a little bit of love. All right, what are you looking at dates here?
We were asking for compliance by 8/28 or the September 10th fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
All right, can you get this done by the end of August?
I have somebody who started working on like the driveway where the car, one of the cars that we removed, there was a stain there, so I thought that's what they were talking about. So I do have somebody that already started the driveway, but he just haven't come back to finish the job.
Okay. You're going for the 10/8, right? 9 hearing or 10?
9 hearing, 9/10.
9/10. All right, give me a 9 date that's a little closer to 9/10. We'll give her a little bit more time to get this cleaned up since she started.
9/8, does that work?
9/8, lovely. 25. Bought you another few weeks so you can get it done. Looks like the sidewalk's the worst part of it.
So just focus on the sidewalk?
You gotta do it all. You gotta do the driveways. I don't think they're going crazy on the,
Driveway, they only mentioned that one stain where the car was parked and the car has been removed, but there was a little oil stain there. That has been cleaned up too.
bleach on it and pray. Oil stains are horrible to get out. If you cleaned up 95% of it, I won't yell at you.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
9/8, 9/10, 25 is granted.
And a finding of service?
and a finding of service via posting.
Thank you.
Okay. You'll get an order in the mail. Just get your pressure cleaner guy out there.
Now we're going to page 7, the second one down, 25-0537, 10613 Aquarius Lane, Peter W. Burkett, the second, I think.
Tonight.
It's 14.2, 15.142, 12.4C, miscellaneous items in public view. Lawn has bare area, garbage cans in public view. Observe this violation on 6/6/25. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/6/25 and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing, the notice of violation itself, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Without objection. All right. Are you a junior or a number 2 or something?
I am a second, yes.
They have you down, I think, as an 11.
We'll fix it to ayes. Our apologies.
So, yeah, we'll make a couple ayes there instead of an 11. All right, so we got some, what are we looking at here? Aquarius. You could either get yourself a piece of lattice from Home Depot or Lowe's and put it in front of your trash can, or you can move it behind the fence and not even have to think about that. That's the simple cure for that part of it. What else we got here? Miscellaneous items in public view. Is that the trash or is that other stuff?
Other stuff, mainly up on the front porch. They have like a door up here. And yeah, there's a basket here. And they had something over here by the fence. I didn't get a photo of it though, but there was. They have started putting sod down to cover the bare spots, so that they are working on that. They just got a little tiny bit left. And then, yeah, just something to screen the items and get the stuff off the porch.
Yeah, I was mainly here just to ask for basically an extension on the sod. The other stuff I have no issue with rectifying immediately.
Bifurcate this entirely, and you will have, what, 8/28 is your popular date to fix the easy things?
We were actually doing compliance by 9/5, but your dates have been 10/6, 10/8.
10/6,
Yeah.
10/8. Okay, great.
Or $25 a day fine.
6.
So if you get yourself another 2 or 3 pieces of sod and chop them in half and cover that spot, call her up before it dies so she can get you complied out. Get the stuff off the porch, put it somewhere in the garage or in the back where she can't see it. And then your choice, if you want to move the garbage can back further and put it back behind the fence, it's up to you. Or as I said, you can get a piece of lattice and put it in front. Would that work?
Did have one question on one of the pictures on the other side of the fence. Okay, so that yeah, where your thing is, that's a mount for the hose. We're not allowed to have that there.
Something down on the bottom. No, you can have the hose there.
Oh, the hose is fine.
And then you had stuff up
Okay.
here. There's a door or something right here.
Okay, as long as I was just asking about the hose. Yeah.
I got one on the side of my house by the garage.
You can have the hose hanger, you can have lawn furniture, you can have toys. It's just like stuff like the door is a bucket, piece of wood, the basket. That stuff can be put away. That's not typically out in your yard.
I said, if there's just a couple little pieces of sod there, call her before it dies. Okay. And then she can comply you out. And eventually, because we're in the rainy season, it's going to grow through anyway.
Well, I also fixed the sprinklers. We're on the canal, so.
Lucky. Because I tried watering my yard with city water, and I looked at the bill and went, it's going to die now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 10/6, 10/8, 25, and give her a call as soon as it's done. That way she can comply you out and you're done with life. Okay? You get an order in the mail. And like I said, no lotto ticket for you tonight. All right, we
Staying
got
on-
a couple left here.
Yep, same page 7 at the bottom, 25-0574, 9701 Belvedere Road, 11 LLC.
You wanna read both of them or just
No, we'll do them
one at a
separate.
time?
Yeah.
Code Section 6195, 1254, 1557. Perimeter wall is broken, missing, deteriorating, is disrepair. Pieces on the ground, high grass and weeds are in the retention area. I observed this violation on 6/17/25. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing. Certified mail on 6/18/25. And it was signed for on 6/24/25. I'd like to enter the following documents. Whoop, there they are. Into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Your name, sir? And your relation?
Last name, please.
Harrigan.
Got that. Okay.
And your relation to the property? To the LLC?
Some property management.
Property management, thank you. That the village would like to enter into the record, Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing who owns the property. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. Oh, that's all. Any objection to these documents?
No.
All right, so you have service via signed green card. I got a ton of pictures of their drainage retention area. With the perimeter wall, because I don't have a good picture of that.
It's up here on my verbiage on this 9701. It's starting to deteriorate. Pardon me, that's hard to say. And it's stained. The other wall at 9801, which is in the following photographs, is where it has completely deteriorated, and there's pieces of the concrete and wall all over the ground here. And this part has been replaced without a permit and doesn't match the existing wall.
What is this,
So-
9701? Keep
No.
your photos to 9701.
That one
Yeah,
is
there
the
we go.
97, so it's starting to fall apart and it's stained. And then the retention area.
Okay, looks like it's going back to nature.
Yes.
Famous tree, I think, on a bridge on the way to the Keys. His name's Fred,
The tree, yes.
and he has like a Facebook page and stuff because it's going back to nature. Literally a pine tree growing on the middle of the old bridge. Fortunately, we're in a drought. This is when you get somebody out there with some weed eaters and just have them go to town.
My question is, I didn't know, because on the thing too, it just said mowed down. I didn't know if you wanted the whole thing mowed out, which I have PTSD from different retention ponds that I have at other properties that I was instructed to do so, and now they're just dead retention ponds. Are you just talking about like the woody vegetation and the high overgrowth?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Just kind of maintain the massive stuff.
Right.
But when it does get dry, yes, if you could get it completely.
Down?
Yeah.
What about the,
If it dries out. Because
right.
if there's always water in it, then no, you just need to maintain the massive stuff.
There's like, because it, it does the good vegetation that's in there, does the,
Right, filters and everything.
yeah, it filters and it helps with the erosion and stuff like that. So yeah, the big woody stuff, which we do
Stuff
want to
that
get
don't
rid of.
belong,
Well,
like the giant weed.
yeah.
If it's a tree or something like that, that it can grow.
Grass.
I just wanted to make sure before, because I had guys going out there to do it, and they were just like, "Are you sure they want to mow it down?" I'm like, "But it's still wet," and they were like, "We could get in there," and I'm like, "Let me just get clear information."
The middle part is more of like a weed eat it down a little bit, to
Yeah.
make not high. But the other part where I say, oh, looks like it's going back to nature. Right. Yeah, that's kind of the part they won't. They don't want trees growing in your retention pond. Perimeter wall in disrepair.
We would like to replace the entire thing. Well, yeah, my question is this, because on the original site plan, I don't know if we're going to need to do like a revision, because on the, because on the site plan from 2008, I think it was, it just says 6-foot opaque wall. And we've been researching on like, it's really difficult to get anybody to do precast concrete walls anymore. Like they don't make them like they used to, or even someone to come and repair that. So we would like to, you know, put an opaque fence around the entire thing. So that probably, I'm assuming, leads into like getting community approval and neighbors.
It most likely would require a site plan modification. It would definitely require a permit when you're changing the material.
I understand the permit part, but you need to go further into the site plan approval, because if it says 6-foot opaque, that doesn't mean 6-foot concrete unless. So you may just need to talk to the planning department here.
I have the site plan, it just says 6-foot opaque wall.
Also, usually terms are, what's the term when they have the conditions that go along with the approval?
Of approval.
But it depends on what it's abutting. I don't know that we can answer that question here tonight.
Right.
That'll take some discussion with the planning and zoning department to figure out whether you are going to trigger a site plan modification or not. And then the next question after that is, if you are going to replace it, what are you allowed by code to replace it with?
Right.
Or by whatever other governing documents apply. So we can't answer that quite here tonight, but we can certainly.
But I just want to let you know,
time to figure it out.
We hate that wall. And it's just going to get worse and worse.
Well, that's why I want to give them enough time to, the retention pond stuff is like, you could have that done by 8/28 like everyone else, but I think I'm bouncing you to the 10/6.
Yeah,
so
we
you
were
can get.
asking for 9/25 or 10/8, but the 10/6 is the date you've been using, so that's fine. And if you want to put a status/fine, special magistrate, that's fine to make sure, because I don't.
10/8 status fine. You know, one of the best ways to impress me is to have a really nice looking retention pond by the 8th and have a good report on what's going on. Yeah, 10/8.
Oh, no.
October 8th. Expeditiously and purposefully go through planning to see, you know, I would almost say tomorrow it's time. I need to get an appointment with somebody to discuss the site plan to see what I can use if it says opaque wall.
So we've looked into like a couple different options, but that was just the thing.
You
is
need
like,
to talk
what
to the
do we do
planners.
first to make sure we're doing it all correctly?
Concrete has to be replaced, and then you know it's a problem. We have some flexibility, and then these are your options, and then you don't have to go through site plan modification, because getting a permit's difficult enough, but modifying a site plan takes a lot more.
It's a multi-month process, so he's right. You want to start that tomorrow. You want to call P&Z tomorrow and get an answer so that you can come back, because if you're going to have to go down that road, you're going to have to come back to the status hearing and explain where
You're going to come back to the status hearing and say, we have a site plan modification application in, but the TR whatever committee is not meeting till X date.
TSR, that's right.
See, they know all the right letters. I just know the T part. So, yeah, what I'm saying is, easy part, you can do easy. Other part, get on it now so you can figure out in the time you have been given whether or not that flies. Okay? All right, 10/6, 10/8, how many dollars?
25.
25, status/fine.
Thank you. And he's got the
And
next
service
case.
via signed green card.
Thank you. He's got the next case, I believe,
You
too.
have another one.
25-0575, 9801 Belvedere Road, 2 LLC.
Code section again is 6195-1557. Perimeter wall and disrepair is stained, high grass and weeds in retention area. I observed this violation on 6/17/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/18/25, and it was signed for on 6/24/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Name again for the record.
Jim Harrigan.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and again, the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. Any objection? One more.
Nope.
Any objection to these documents?
Nope.
A healthy case of deja vu on this one.
It's exactly the same thing.
The exact same thing with the exact
And
same
the wall just
order.
keeps going.
Well, you know, they've got
1,100 linear feet.
They've got 2 property addresses to deal with, so you get 2 whole cases. So 10-6, 10-8, 25 for a status/fine assessment hearing.
And a finding on service?
And a finding that the same signed green card still works.
Huh? I don't know. Okay. Okay, so call planning and zoning, even more importantly, call planning and zoning tomorrow, because you may need a modification to a council imposed condition, more than just a site plan. But planning and zoning will know that, so call them tomorrow and start that discussion.
Also, when you're pulling out of 9801 towards Belvedere Road, I'm not sure if you've been there, it was there yesterday, you have a stop sign that's down almost in the ditch. It was down yesterday, so I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I'm glad you're here because I wanted to let you know about that. Very important.
So you're done. Guy back in the corner. Is he our last?
Witnessing. We are back to the beginning if you're ready, Special Magistrate. All right, fine assessment hearings, case 25-0306, 149 Lexington Drive, Monty A. Maher.
Sorry. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation with notice of hearing with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have service via posting. What's this one all about?
This is a fine assessment hearing. Your prior order required compliance by 6/26. This has been out of compliance for 48 days from 6/27 to 8/13, so we're asking for a fine of $1,200 and continuing.
1,200 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
25, thank you, 25-0332, 115 Viscaya Avenue, Anthony W. Missiosia.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4 is 400 permit information.
Okay, for some reason I can't get to the picture. There we go. Lovely border. A little picky, but it follows or violates the code. So
This one's been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
5 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
Service via posting.
25-0383 is being pulled. 25-0427, 777 Lilac Drive, Francisco Marfil.
Special Magistrate, I'd like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
Okay. What's the story with this one? Other than he should be my best friend.
This one, Special Magistrate Code Sections 12-4C and 15-132 are in compliance, so your order will reflect to continue to comply. The other section, 2318B3, has been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
Is that the parking on the lawn?
Yes,
sir.
Okay. And the rest is finding of facts?
Continue to comply in a fine assessment order, but yes, the equivalent.
All right. The garbage can and the bare spots are good. Parking on the front lawn. He's got my Jeep. I wish I had my boat. Okay. Next, please. Service via posting.
Thank you. 25-0491, 1105 Sonata Way, BAF 4 LLC.
Your Honor, Special Magistrate, I'd like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
All right, services via posting. What's wrong with this one?
Sidewalk stand.
And your prior order required compliance by 7/31. It's still out of compliance, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing for those 13 days.
For the pressure washer, $325 plus continuing is granted.
And a finding of service. Thank you. 25-0350, 8970 Belvedere Road, CubeSmart LP PTA CS 413.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, this is the rest of mine. Order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Cube Smart, is that what we're doing? Yes, that's smart. All right, service via signed green card.
They painted the building. They have not got approval.
Gotcha, so
Looks nice, though.
why follow the rules? That's why we have architectural review committees and things, right?
Correct.
All right, so they painted it without a permit. You have a signed green card. What would you like?
This one's been out of compliance for 13 days per your previous order, so a fine of $325 and continuing.
$325 plus continuing is granted.
Repeat violation hearings, 25-0618, 336 La Mancha Avenue, Vincent and Sharon Douglas.
Section 2318B1, prohibited vehicle. I observed this violation on 7/1/25, sent out notice of violation with notice of hearing on 7/1/25, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of repeat violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
All right, so trailer's full of stuff. How many days, how many dollars?
It was out of compliance for 11 days at $75 a day, so we're asking for a fine of $825 and not continuing.
5, no continuing is granted.
Thank you.
Service via posting.
Thank you. Violation hearings, 25-0480, 1052 Grandview Circle, SRP SUV LLC.
Code section 061983, driveway apron and disrepair. Andrew observed this violation on 5/3/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/23/25. Got the 25. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, I'm either missing it or I don't have it. Why don't you give me your copies for a moment, then I can look at them and make a decision here. It's supposed to be for 1052 Grandview, and I don't know where it is. These were the first two I got, which are in order. And this should have been the next one, which is 126 Parkwood, which is nowhere in the line. Should be 1052 Granville, and I did not see it. Or, yeah, I was missing a couple.
105 Grandview. Alcazar. Ponce. And Segovia. Oh, sorry, there's Andrews.
Okay.
There they are.
Bring it.
Sorry about that. Too many piles.
Winner. All right, go ahead.
This one is a finding of fact that we're requesting.
Fact is granted, service was via signed green card.
Thank you. 25-0502, 142 Alcazar Street, Vincent R. Castillo.
Code sections 1544, artificial turf. Andrew observed this violation on 5/29/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/2/25, green card on 6/12/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, if it was just going to be the little thing by the sidewalk, I was going, wow, but then there's more. So you got more. All right, you have a green card that is signed for service. What would you like?
Compliance by 828 or appearance at the 10-8 fine assessment hearing or a $25 a day fine.
Granted.
25-0512, 190 Ponce de Leon Street, Pauline Granville, and Keno Wallace.
Code Section 2318B3, parking on the lawn. Andrew observed this on 5/29/25. He sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing, uncertified mail on 6/2/25, and got it back on 6/9/25. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
Finding on service.
This is by signed green card.
Thank you. 25-0520, 111 Segovia Avenue, Latasha A. Odom.
Code Section 15132 and 15141, dead palm fronds. Andrew observed this on 6/3/25, sent out a notice of hearing and a notice of violation on 6/9/25, and posted them to the property. He sent those certified mail. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, service via posting, what would you like?
Compliance by 828 or appearance at the 10-8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
25-0355, 903 Hibiscus Drive, Ann Zillengold.
And I was like, I don't have that. Here, these are the ones I've done. These are the ones I haven't done yet.
This will
Okay.
be,
Go ahead.
this will be for code section 12-4 per C for garbage can and public view. I observed the violation on 4/15/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 4/15/25 and posted on 6/25/25. I would like to omit the following items into evidence: notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service, verification of exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and exhibit 3, photos.
How you avoid leaks in your driveway. Have two runners. All right, you have service via posting. What would you like?
This is a finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted.
25-0489, 1145 Harmony Way, Lisa Ann Beadle.
This would be code section 06190A, 06190A1, A1, 3, and 5, and H. Paren A1, A3, Paren A1, Paren 3, Paren 5, Paren H, for driveway structure and sidewalk stain and shutters closed. I observed the violation on 5/27/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 5/27/25 and returned on 6/2/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
Return green card for service. It does look a little stained. Okay.
And
What would you like?
Sections 3, 5, and H, the subparts are finding of fact.
Which are shutters or sidewalk?
The shutters would be a find of fact. Also, the driveway and sidewalk would be a find of fact. So A1, 06190A, Paren 1 would be the only thing that is still not in compliance.
And that's the structure.
That's the structure, yes.
Are
925, compliance by 925 or 10-8 or $25 a day fine.
all right, so we have a finding of fact on the shutters and the driveway and sidewalk. The structure is the only thing remaining with the 925, 10-8, and $25 fine.
And a finding
And
on
service via posting.
Thank you. 25-0531, 624 Hibiscus Drive, Arturo L. and Sarah A. Liz.
This would be code section
Oh,
0.
actually, stop it. The last one was via signed or unsigned green card, just to be correct. All right, now we're back on to 25-531.
Yes.
This would be code section 06-190, Paren A2, for structure stain. I observed the violation on 6/6/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 6/6/25 and posted on 7/8/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Okay, you have service via posting. It looks like the garage part is a little bit off.
And this is a finding of fact.
Granted.
25-0564, 859 Camellia Drive, SRP SUB LLC.
This would be code section 06-190 per A5 for the sidewalk being stained. I observed the violation on 6/17/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 6/17/25 and returned on 6/23/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
All right, you have a signed green card. The picture makes me feel happier about my driveway.
And this one's a finding of fact.
You're getting a lot of finding of facts. It's good work. Granted.
25-0579, 11800 Balsam Drive, Ashley R. Brown and Scott C. Sheldon.
This would be code section 06-190 E and 12-4 C for the open carport storage in the garbage can in public view. I observed the violation on 6/18/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 6/18/25 and posted on 7/22/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Service via posting, what would you like?
In this case, 12-4C, which is a garbage can, is a finding of fact.
Okay.
In the other code section, we'd ask for compliance by 8/28 or appearance at the 9/10 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
25-0586, 112 Nottingham Road, IH4 Property, Florida LP.
This would be code section 12-4 C and 15-40 for the garbage can in public view, and the branch is too low, which means vertical clearance is not being met. I observed the violation on 6/24/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 6/24/25 and returned on 6/30/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Consistent. Everything just remained the same. You have a signed green card for service, obviously in violation. What would you like?
Compliance by 9/25 or appearance at the 10/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted, and you're excused.
25-0589, 124 Village Walk Drive, Village Walk Homeowners Association, Inc.
This would be code section 15-40. The branch is too low over the sidewalk, vertical clearance not being met. I observed the violation on 6/24/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 6/24/25 and returned on 6/30/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
See, I recognize that bridge. Service via signed green card. What would you like?
Finding of fact, please.
Finding of fact is good.
25-0613, 757 Orchid Drive, Rosa L. Armstrong.
This would be code section 15-57 for high grass and weeds. I observed the violation on 6/27/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 6/27/25 and posted on 7/29/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence: a notice of violation, notice of hearing, and an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Finding of fact again.
Thought so. Didn't see the affidavit, but it kind of looked like they could cut the grass. Finding of fact is granted.
25-0615, 768 Orchid Drive, JOJ Management Services, LLC.
This would be code section 6-22-108.4 and 06-190 (A) 5. This was work without permit and the sidewalk being stained. And also, I forgot to put in 23-18 B3 for them also parking on the front lawn. Yes. I observed the violation on 6/27/25. The certified mail was mailed out on 6/27/25 and posted on 7/9/25. I would like to omit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
It just amuses the stuffing out of me that they went to all the trouble to put in these things, to park their cars on, and then they park it sideways across it and off of it. I mean, really? Service via posting, what would you like?
Compliance by September 25th or appearance at the October 8th fine hearing or $25 a day fine. 25-0623-10229 Okeechobee Boulevard, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach.
This will be code sections 06-195 and 26-61 Korean G for the dumpster not being screened from view and the dumpster enclosure stained. I observed the violation on 7/3/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 7/3/25 and returned on 7/10/25. I would like to omit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
Okay. Well, at least they rolled it out from in front of it into it on your last photo. Is this a finding of fact or a fine?
No, this is a compliance dates set up.
Okay, what's the compliance date?
We're asking for compliance by 9/25 or appearance at the 10/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine. And a finding of service.
Signed green card.
Thank you.
Scribbled on there, yes.
25-0441, 126 Parkwood Drive, Aaron Diggers.
Code sections 2318B3, parking on lawn. Observed the violation on 5/12/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified mail on 5/15/25. It was signed for on 5/17/25. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, considering my picture has no one parked on the yard, are they good?
No. If the picture here, if you can see, it's behind the house. It's a camper.
Well, it can't be behind it, it can be beside it.
It could be beside it, but so they do need to
Green
move
card
it
equals
forward.
service, obviously they still have an issue here with their camper, so what do you want?
And on your agenda, the subpart 2 is being stricken.
What's that?
The number 2.
Just the number 2, there's no description. We're asking for compliance by 9/25 or the 10/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
25-0442, 3204 Clays Court, Nixon and Ludine Henry.
Code sections 15-144, artificial turf without the permit. I observed this violation on 5/13/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/15/25. It was delivered and signed on 5/21/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Okay, signed green card equals service. What do you want?
Compliance by 9/25 or the 10/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
25-0510, 234 Sandpiper Avenue, Bruce and Randy and Timothy and Todd Novak.
Code section 1557, 9594206-190A1, 2, D, and H. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed. Hedges exceed height allowed. Fence in disrepair. Planted areas not maintained. Shutters/wood on or over the windows, and the driveway is stained. I observed this violation on 5/29/25. Sent out notice of violation and notice of hearing. Certified mail on 6/2/25. It was signed for on 6/7/25. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
See, I told you, St. Augustine grass can grow 3 or 4 feet tall. All right, do you have a signed green card? What would you like?
Compliance by 8/29 or appearance at the 9/10 fine hearing or $75 a day fine.
I find it amusing that all the guys there with a riding lawnmower parked in front of the
Right up
garage
front,
door
yeah.
can't climb on that thing and drive it around.
25-0536.
Signed green card.
Thank you. 25-0536, 10620 Aquarius Lane, Lisa Shea.
Code sections 14-4A, 2316, 14-2, disabled vehicle parked in swell over 24 hours, pardon me, miscellaneous items in public view. I observed this violation on 6/6/25, sent out notice of violation and notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/6/25. It was signed for on 6/12/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact is granted, signed, green card is service.
Thank you.
25-0567273 Las Palmas Street, Jacqueline Martell.
Code Section 06190A1, 124C, structures in disrepair, recycle bin in public view. I observed this violation on 6/14/25, sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing on 6/17/25, and it was delivered on 6/20/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All they had to do was put it behind the fence. Track and confirm is your service. What would you like?
Compliance by 9/25 or appearance at the 10/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
All right, granted. Next.
25-0571 3504 Shoma Drive, Rodney Jagesser.
Code Sections 14.4A, 14.2, disabled vehicle, miscellaneous items in public view. I observed this violation on 6/17/25, sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/18/25. It was signed for on 6/20/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
I love this guy's tag. It says FLA on it.
Yeah,
Like a Florida
nice tag.
I would keep that forever, but it was out of date in 2020.
You can renew it.
Ever? All right, so finding of fact?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
Signed, green card for service.
Thank you. 25-0590 330 Business Parkway, SROA 330 Business FL LLC.
Code Sections 1557, 15132, 6195. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed. Landscape debris. Bare area along roadway. Concrete is lifted by the door. I observed this violation on 6/23/25. Sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/24/25. I got a phone call on 7/1/25 in reference to it. I posted it onto the property as well. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
It doesn't look bad until you get to that picture right there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, somewhere to take your off-road vehicle. Service via posting.
And code sections 1557, 1254, and 15132 are findings of fact. 195, we'd be asking for compliance by 8/28 or 9/10 fine hearing or $50 a day fine.
8/28, 9/10,
50.
50. Granted.
Thank you.
Service.
This was taken away.
Posted.
Posted.
Thank you. 25-0608 365 Las Palmas Street, Progress Residential Borrower 2 LLC.
Code Sections 1557, 15132, 06190A1. I think I just have 5 on there, and 124C. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed. Grass and weeds growing on or over the sidewalk. Sidewalk and driveway are stained. Garbage can in public view. Fascia board is rotted. I observed this violation on 6/26/25. Sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing. Certified mail on 6/26/25. It was signed for on 7/1/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
You put the affidavit of compliance in front, save me all kinds of time. Service via signed, green card, finding of fact is granted.
Thank you. 25-0609 100 Sparrow Drive, Timber Creek Holding LLC.
Code Sections 12.5, 1253, 15/132. Bulk trash out several days before pickup. Landscape debris on property. I observed this violation on 6/26/25. Sent out a notice of violation with a notice of hearing on 6/26/25. Got a green card on, I guess, 7/3/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And I forgot the affidavit of compliance.
But we'll remember it. All right, service fee assigned, green card finding facts granted.
Thank you.
Fine mitigation 25-0147 is being pulled. And then health safety abatement hearings, case 25-0740, 108 Sherwood Drive, Progress Residential Borrower 1 LLC.
Code sections 1557, grass and weeds exceed height allowed, health safety. I observed this violation on 8/125, sent out notice of violation with notice of hearing. 8/425, posted it to the property, also got the green card. I'd like to know the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Didn't we just have a progress where they just cleaned everything up?
And I emailed them and everything.
Crazy. All right, affidavit of service via posting is good service. What would you like? You'd like me to sign this
I'd like you to
order
sign
right
that order,
here.
yeah, that finds a
Allows you
violation,
to clean up their
authorizes
property and
abatement,
give them a
allows
$200 admin fee, and it's like $286, am I right?
$286 and appearance at the 9/10 fine hearing.
Day of August.
Thank you.
And signed. Yeah, that makes no, and they really should just have their own crew. I mean, they should just be cutting and pressure cleaning the world.
25-0742, 215 Las Palmas Street, KHL Trust, Chris Kocheroff, trustee.
Code section 1557, grass and weeds exceed height allowed. I observed that health safety is also. I didn't write down any of my information of when I observed it and when I mailed it, but I did post it to the property, and you have my information. So I'd like to know the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And I know I did get the green card back, and I spoke to the owner as well. Because it.
Green cards and everything.
Get you to read them into the record.
215 Las Palmas.
In Las Palmas.
Thank you. There we are. Okay,
Closes.
I observed the violation on 7/5/25, sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing, certified mail on 7/5/25. I posted it to the property on 7/5/25, and I got the green card back signed on 8/7/25.
Same thing, we're asking you to sign that abatement order, which finds violation, authorizes abatement, allows recovery of the $286, and sets it for fine assessment hearing on 10/8.
Signed. Please let the record reflect that I also signed the minutes of the July 9th hearing as well. Oh, Jesus, she wants so much. Here, have them both figure out which one it is. And I have this stray thing here. I don't know.
Close at 9.
And I'd like to reopen the 25/07/42. The fine hearing date is the 10th of September, not October 8th.
Okay,
Thank you.
granted, re-signed.
Thank you.
And that's it.
9/10, no, sir.
10.
That was fun. You've run me past the Buds time, but I would have had to figure out how to load their app to get the cheap meal. So now I'm going to use a Burger King coupon. Anything else to be brought before the,
Did I skip it? Yeah, we did that one.
No, we did it. It's finding fact on part of it.
777 Lilac, yeah, we did that one.
Yeah, it just didn't get picked up. Parking on the front lawn is still in it. The garbage can and the other thing, we're finding a fact. Okay. We are done, 9:13. This is like a record with a small agenda.